Hello. Hello. What day is it? Who knows? It's Wednesday. Welcome, canned beans. You are indeed the first. Today, we do what we always do, what we have been doing for at least a week. I don't know if we've done it for 2 weeks now, maybe. I think so. I don't even remember. But, welcome to Split Personality. Today we're going to continue creating more scenes for the animation. At some point I recently decided that I want to first create the 3D part of the animation and then fix some issues with, you know, like a 2D overpainting. Because the second part takes quite a long time. And I think I can, you know, nail the pacing a bit better if I first focus on, you know, only 3D. Yesterday we created a pretty explosive scene. And today we might get into a pretty fun scene actually, which might not be as hard to create, but it's still a, you know, a fun scene to I guess to create. Wait, what? Yeah, not as hard, but still fun. Let's switch to this. There you go. Welcome, Murray. Hope you have a good day. So, I actually rendered the shot from yesterday after I finished it. Finished, you know, kind of animating it broadly. Let me show you. So yesterday, no, this was before. This is what I've created the day before, which is, you know, him getting ready to attack by, you know, charging forward. Boom. Of course, there's still like, you know, stuff missing, so it looks kind of weird how he just disappears. But then we get to this shot. Not there, not, you know, done yet. You can also see like the line art is kind of weird. I don't know why it does that. It got like super laggy, and I need to kind of figure out. I think this scene might be the worst to finalize, but with, you know, some nice glows and stuff, I think this can look pretty cool. Let's watch it again. He's kind of like, you know, zipping forward in like a, I guess you could call it like a zigzag line towards Deadpool. So now we have this shot with Deadpool being shocked, you know, how fast he is, and then Wolverine appearing behind him, trying to slice his head open with his blades, kind of like, you know, boom. But of course a bit more dynamic. That's what the first shot is going to be, what we're going to create today. We might get into, actually, probably not today, maybe tomorrow, into the other shot. Let me show you. There you go. This one. No, not this one. So basically the idea is that he's going to hit, you know, try to hit Deadpool, but Deadpool pulls out his katana and blocks it. But Wolverine still, you know, continues his, I guess, hit, and throws Deadpool, like, you know, super far away with his hit, I guess. Deadpool, you know, falls, you know, multiple times, tumbles over the ground, and then, I guess, like, stops his fall with his katana by slamming it into the ground. That's, I think, gonna be a pretty fun shot. I don't think we're gonna get to that today, but there are a few other ones that I think are also pretty cool. Yeah, the first one right here is this one. Welcome, Wens Movies, welcome. But you render it as an image, not as a movie, because then the thing is, if you render it as a movie, if Blender crashes during the animation or like during the render, like everything gets lost. If you render it as frames, like individual images, you can then and it crashes, you know, in between somewhere. All the already done frames are done, and you can just resume where you left off, and then the image sequence still gets recognized as a video, I guess, by DaVinci, for example, or even in Blender. So it doesn't really make a huge difference. It just it's kind of just I guess fail proofs your render. That's kind of the only thing why, you know, it's kind of useful to do. Welcome Sensei. Welcome Random Edits. Hope you have a good day. How are you doing? I'm pretty good. Yeah, doing pretty good. Just I'm not 100% sure how fast we get through this, but I guess it's just about doing it and seeing how fast we, you know, how far we get. This shot, I kind of want him, kind of, you know, one Deadpool, I mean Wolverine, you know, looking at his height, I kind of scaled him up just so he looks kind of menacingly above, so that he's menacingly above Deadpool. Even though Wolverine is kind of like, you know, way smaller, like this or so, you know, way smaller than Deadpool. But I think for this scene, it looks a bit better if he's actually bigger. So I just made him bigger like this. And the idea, why is it actually so laggy? Hold on. Is it just because I'm also recording? Hold on. Yeah, look at how laggy it is. I don't know. It might be, oh, because I have subdivisions on. That should help, hopefully. Let's see. Nope. Let me check real quick. Task manager. Oh, no. Okay, I know why. OBS. Having two OBS open is maybe not the easiest to handle, but wait, it's also my browser. Let me actually reset my browser, that might help. Because that is siphoning away way too much. Yeah, let me do that real quick. Look forward to the results. What made you get into 3D modeling? I don't know. I just wanted to know how 3D works, and then I discovered sculpting. And since I came from, like, you know, previously just like drawing and stuff, I was kind of intrigued by sculpting because, like, 3D drawing basically, and that kind of kept me going. And I slowly but surely added more and more stuff, I guess, to my repertoire, and now I'm at this point where I also create animations. Okay, let's bring back the music. Oh, okay, it stopped. Hold on. Let's just, I guess, start here. There you go. There you go. Are you gonna participate in the Kinetic Rush Challenge? I am not. Yeah, I'm working on this project, unfortunately, so I can't really do both. Maybe at some point, if the stars align and I don't have a project at the time the next one comes around. Yeah, it's kind of a, you know, that's kind of most of the time the issue, that I just already work on something else. I haven't watched the Deadpool movie yet, the new one, so I can't tell you what I think about it. Okay, so let's begin. So what I wanted to do is kind of, you know, make him. Oh, let me check real quick if it's. Oh, it's a bit better now. Maybe if I close some tabs, it might also be better. I can also just reduce the. Let me actually limit how much it uses up. There you go. That should help. Maybe. No. It refuses. I'll put a hard limit on it. Let's see what happens. Oh no. Music stopped. Oh, it's reloading. Everything's loading. Oh no. Let me close these. Okay, well now nothing works anymore. I guess I can't use a hard limit. Okay. Hold on, I need to... Give me a sec. Okay. Come on, reload. No hard limit, I guess. That's fine. Okay. Give me back music and then we can begin. There you go. Okay. So, yes, let's focus on this. Welcome, Arity. Hope you have a good day. How can I get started sculpting and modeling? Like you. Look up a beginner tutorial for sculpting, follow that, and then create your own characters. And maybe, you know, watch a few more sculpting tutorials and videos where people explain how they work and stuff. And slowly but surely you can build up the knowledge that you, I guess, need to do what I do. Okay, let me first do this. Do you use a drawing tablet or anything, or just a mouse and keyboard? Usually I do, if I do sculpting, I use a tablet most of the time. If I do, you know, just like normal projects, right, like this one right now, I usually don't, you know, use a tablet. Some people use tablets for everything they do on a PC. You know, like basically using the tablet as a cursor. But I still prefer the mouse. It feels a bit more precise. But maybe that's also just, you know, that I got used to it. Okay, so let me create the final frame of this first, and then I can go back from there. I think that's the best idea here. So let's go here. First of all, I want to give him a more angry face. And then we can think about the pose for him. Because he's supposed to kind of have like this, you know, he has a claw. Maybe he could actually go sideways into his head. That could be better. But it could also be harder for Deadpool, I guess, to block. If it's sideways, it's a bit easier. So I think I'll still go with that. But let's do his face first. What kind of tablet? Just a basic, you know, just a basic graphics tablet without a screen. I think it should be in the description which one I use. It should be the XP Pen Deco LW, I think it's called. Nothing too fancy. I don't think you need like anything crazy for most things when it comes to tablet. As long as it has, you know, enough control, and you know, you can you know, work with it. I think that's usually enough. Okay. I also thought about maybe opening his mouth to show his teeth. I think they would fit quite well here. I might actually stick with the simple teeth. I have a few variations of this that I can switch between here. So if I go in here and make this a override, I can switch between them. I could use the basic ones, which are the super detailed. I can use the simpler ones, which aren't as detailed, or the super simple. I think with this scene, the super simple could work quite well. So I'll probably just go with those. Let me actually also... Wait, yeah, he wouldn't even open his mouth. Hold on. There you go. How long do you think this will take? I don't know. The workflow for this is going to be a bit longer. Or, you know, I have never done this workflow before, so I couldn't really tell you that well, I guess, how long it's going to take. Because I don't have like an estimate or like, you know, no reference. But it's, you know, going to take at least a few weeks. More than we've already worked on this. Just because, yeah, the workflow is quite elaborate. Okay. let me do this. Oops. And then this should probably be not as far down. Okay. I think this is fine. Let's push it a bit closer. Let's see. Excuse me. I think I forgot to switch the teeth at the top. Did I? No, it's the same. Okay, good. But I think they're positioned a bit weirdly. Oops. Oh no. Oh, never mind. I didn't press anything wrong. I thought I did. Where's the... Oh, there it is. I need those teeth. Give me those teeth. Bring them a bit forward. Yes, like this. Okay. Maybe they can be a bit lower. Let's see. So for this, of course, since it's in anime, you can oftentimes only really... So basically, you know, you're working with a 3D animation, but you're basically just trying to create something that looks good in the camera view. So it doesn't really matter what it looks like in 3D, because nobody will see the 3D version of it anyway. The 3D is kind of just like a base that you can then use to work, you know, work off of and create something, you know, 2D, which, yeah, which means that the 3D model itself doesn't really need to look perfect. So, you know, this maybe might not be the best look right now in 3D, but it's fine because you don't really see here. You can tell you can't really see like the issues that you see in the model. It's probably longer than the Berserk one. Probably. I don't even know how long that one took. Actually, maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Probably, I don't know. It's hard to estimate because yeah, there are like some workflows in here that I haven't really done before, so it's hard to really estimate. I think what I want to do is, yeah, let's see how we can place his body first, because right now, you know, just doing this would be kind of weird. Ooh. So we need to definitely rotate him a bit more. Maybe. Oh, this looks cool. Hold on. Kind of like this, right? And then he looks at him, of course. I'm gonna do his what's it called? His head later. I want to do his arms first. Of course, I can also do this to shorten his arms, which might actually be necessary here, because I want him to be quite big. I think I'm gonna actually kind of work off of. I want to pose his hand first, and then go from there. I think that's gonna be easier. Kind of like this. Okay. Let's see what the pose would be. I want the claws to be quite clear, so I might actually make them kind of diagonal, just because the camera's also, you know, kind of lower, kind of from this angle, so it might be easier to, you know, see the claw if it's more like this. I also want to probably place it a bit higher. There you go, so you can fully see it. I might actually make it bigger too, just so you can really, just to emphasize it, like how big of a threat it is. Oftentimes anime also likes to sort of just, you know, they like to accentuate a certain aspect of, you know, emotion, for example, or like an attack, for example, by just making it like one person or one thing much bigger than it actually is in real life, just to kind of show you like the perspective of the other person, for example. Here in this case, of course, the big threat right now is the claws coming towards Deadpool's head. So, you know, by making him a bit bigger, we can make the threat just appear much bigger than it naturally would be. Maybe even bigger like this. Maybe, we'll see. Can you cover the rigging process? Not right now. It's basically just using Rigify. If you want to learn how I basically created these rigs, you can check out the Rigify, rig anything with the Rigify playlist on YouTube, and there you'll learn everything you need to create a rig like this. Okay, I think I want his body actually to be somewhere over here. Let's see. Kind of like over here, but of course a bit bigger. So I might actually scale this up. Let's see, what if we make this bigger just to bring his body, create a bigger, better composition, right? Kind of like this. And then also, maybe I actually want to rotate his claws a bit more. Like this, that might work better. To kind of envelop his face like this. Might work a bit better. And then, let's see. It's kind of an awkward position. Since it's so close together, but I think we can create something good here. Just a bit more fiddling around. I would like to show his full arm, you know, kind of extending and going towards Deadpool, but that might be a bit too crammed then. Let's try it maybe. What if we go here and then even, let's see, so we would have to rotate it like this. And then his arm needs to be like squished like crazy. Like this. Yeah, it's not really visible because the claws are so big. But I think that's fine. What if... no, I think I want to keep it like this. Let's see. This is kind of the main workflow that I always do for each scene. Creating the layout, the base layout for like the most significant part of the scene first, and then going from there. That usually gives me a good idea as to like, you know, it allows me to, you know, create the most important part first, and then after that, figure out how to, I guess, you know, go through the rest of the scene. I also wonder if what if I just do it like this and then place his, I kind of like having the camera, I mean, showing the gun in the camera and like having the arm extended still to make sure that people see that, you know, Deadpool's arm is, you know, extended in a way, like it's still holding the same pose as he did in a previous scene. And then, yeah, I kind of need the claws to be, hold on, I need the claws to kind of be in this pose. Let's see, this might be better. Kind of like this. Maybe a bit more. Like this, so that you see the claws clearly, but the problem now is of course that they covered Wolverine. I'm curious what happens if I move him over here. Maybe this might actually be better. What if we actually don't see his eyes? That makes it maybe a bit more menacing because you can't see his eyes. That might work quite well actually, hold on. And then move the focus a bit over. Like this. That actually looks pretty cool, hold on. Hold on. What's the best way for you to develop new skills on 3D? Do you just challenge yourself, or do you spend more time doing follow-along tutorials and then going back to personal stuff? There's a certain point. There's like different stages, I guess, for learning. I think the first one is where you learn through tutorials because you don't really know how to do something. Like there's like the stage where you try to get to a point where you can imagine something you want to do, and then you can just do it without having to look something up or without having to look up too much. That is like the section where you kind of, you know, think of like a tutorial or like a project you want to do. I guess no, actually no, it's kind of a different way. I think what happens is that the process is more that you always look up tutorials, but the frequency in which you rely on tutorials or you need to look up tutorials kind of goes down over time. So what you always want to do to improve, of course, is just you know, challenge yourself through, you know, creating projects that, you know, maybe have an element in them that you haven't done before, so that you know, just learn a new thing. But also be comfortable enough to get started with it. So you don't want to have a project that is like completely out of your skill, that exceeds your skill ceiling, I guess, and makes it so you don't really know what you're doing at all. You kind of want to have like a baseline to work off of, but you don't want to you don't want to be completely lost. And then it's basically just, you know, about doing more and more projects, and, you know, with the more projects you do, the more you learn, and then the more tutorials you watch, the more you learn as well. And slowly but surely you build up more skills, I guess, and you need to look up less and less tutorials. That's, I guess, how I learn. Maybe, you know, other people learn differently, but that's how I usually learn, by just doing projects, and, you know, during those projects look up tutorials to learn a new thing that I can then do without having to look it up, and slowly but surely you learn more and more of those things. Okay. I want to keep the camera pretty still here for this shot, because I might zoom in in the beginning and then zoom out to show Wolverine coming, right? Maybe his face is the first part that you see, and then you zoom out to see Wolverine coming behind him. But I want to keep keep the frame pretty still, because it's kind of like a slow motion shot, so the camera wouldn't move that much anyway. Let's see. So I actually want to remove line art for a second because it's kind of useless right now. This one. There you go. Okay. Also, I was really surprised that I could actually turn his eyes, Deadpool's eyes, into these circles. Yeah, the rig works surprisingly well for what I had in mind for this animation. Okay. And then the end would probably be kind of like this close. Maybe more like this, yes. Okay. His body looks pretty good already. Maybe... what if it's rotated a bit more here? Oops. No, I kind of want it to be like this sort of motion, you know, as if he's kind of slamming him, kind of like a volleyball, I guess. I think that looks a bit better here to really show like how much power he's putting into it. Let me actually activate my fan real quick. It's pretty warm right now. There you go. Okay. I am from Germany indeed, yes. Where should I learn sculpt, like from whom and where? I started learning from Jan Sculpt's beginner tutorials, and he had made like tips and tricks to, you know, like things to be aware of in sculpt mode. They're fairly old now, but I think they should still be applicable since it's more like the basics, which don't really change that much. Otherwise, I haven't really done any beginner tutorials for a while, so I couldn't tell you too much about it. But yeah, that's how I started learning. So you could check that out too. Okay, I think that's a pretty good beginner pose. Also, something I want to kind of have is so I basically, the way I lit this was with only one light, which is the rim light, instead of actually the main light too. The reason for it is because I wanted to really highlight like that is like a shocking moment for Deadpool. So that's why I also darkened the environment and there's only one light basically in the scene, which is, you know, right here, this one, the rim light. I would like probably for the claws not to obstruct the rim light. Can I do that here? Hold on. I can disable shadows, maybe, let's see. So that the rim light is still consistent and not obstructed by the claws. I think that would look a bit better. Right here. There you go, and then I can remove shadows. There you go, and now the rim light is back again. I think that just looks a bit better. More expressive, I guess. The more I do anime, the more like anime shots, the more it seems like they're like, you know, there are different ways or different styles of art. There's like realism, there's impressionism or impressionistic, you know, art. This one is kind of like, I guess it's impressionistic, where you care more about what it conveys rather than like realism, for example. There's also expressionistic or whatever, but I think that is more, you know, where you want to convey what you're feeling rather than making it look realistic, for example. For this, I think anime focuses a lot on just like the impression that it gives you, or like conveying a certain concept rather than, you know, realism, for example. For me, it's good to follow a course and then do your own project using similar skills. Yeah, I subscribed to CG Cookie's website for a while in the beginning, just to learn some of the things as well. Like the one that I remember profound, like especially, was I think retopology and hair modeling, like creating a hair with the particle hair curves. I guess now you would use the geometry nodes hair curves, but yeah. Like the basics of creating like a hairstyle, for example, I learned through that, for example. Yeah, so you can of course only do it with only tutorials on YouTube as well. But of course, if you're more likely, I guess, to find like high quality stuff if you're following a if you, for example, you know, pay for something than if you don't. But you know, it kind of all depends on how you want to learn, I guess. Okay, I think that's a pretty good pose for the reading. So this is basically sort of just a shot where you see Deadpool first, and then you see him coming in pretty quickly, and then, you know, it slows kind of down where the claw gets closer and closer to his face. Oh, you can see the hand. I guess I need to change his body too and make it not have any shadows. I guess there's no shadows in this shot, so it's fine. There you go. No shadows, please. And then you can see his katana would also have a nice light, which would probably also look pretty nice. But I kind of like it like this, actually. Something I want to try for a second is to actually use the second light, just to have a light coming from the other side too, which might look a bit weird having lights coming from both sides. You could see this. Yeah, this doesn't really add much. Coming from the other side. Looks a bit weird, I think. I think this is too much light. So I think I'll just leave it out. I think it's fine like this. Okay, I think we can animate this now. So this should be somewhere over here, I guess. Like there. Let me create a keyframe for all of these things now. And then we can begin. How do you plan on ending this animation? Who wins? Nobody. Excuse me. It ends with a draw. Might be boring, but it would be kind of, I don't know, weird if one wins, maybe. Like if there's a clear win. I liked it more, you know, when it doesn't have like a clear winner. I might even end it with a well, it's not really an ending, it's more like a cliffhanger, I guess. So it's not, you know, as if the fight is done necessarily after the animation is done. It's more that it's, you know, during the animation there's no like clear winner. You could say like one person has the upper hand over the other, but it's never, you know, like just, oh, this person is clearly the winner in this. Like nobody dies, basically. or gets sliced up. Ah, damn it. Ah. I don't think you need to highly study anatomy if you want to do 3D art or animation. Just learn some basics of anatomy. You don't need to go like super in depth. Something I've never done is, for example, like practice the names of the bones. I think some people, you know, benefit from doing that just because they can then kind of, you know, remember the name, and it's easier to remember where the bone would be. But I just never cared about it. I just kind of visualize it in my head rather than thinking back on like a name, for example. So I never learned the names, for example, for bones, but you know, some people do it, and for some it's helpful. Maybe I just you know, make up excuses, and maybe it would also help me learning all the names. But I tried learning some of them, and I just, you know, it just didn't give me any more, like, any benefits. So I don't know if it's, you know, if it would be that more useful for me. But yeah, there are definitely different ways of learning. But I think the main principle always stays the same. For you know, to progress more and more, you always just need to you know, include, you know, a few things, one or two, or, you know, maybe a bit more. You also need to challenge yourself. And I think that's like the main thing you always need to keep in mind. If you do that, you should get better and better. Are you interested in game dev? I've done some like Unreal Engine projects before, but what I'm not interested in game dev is like the, you know, writing scripts and stuff, like writing the code. I just don't like coding, right? So I'm more like the, you know, visual. I enjoy the visual part more of games. But the problem is, to create games, it's easier to start from the programming perspective than the art perspective, I guess. Since most of games kind of rely on like the systems rather than the looks. Like, you know, there are a lot of games that don't look great, but still have like a really good system behind them, which makes them still like a really good game. So there's like more ground to cover for me, for example, to create a game or to create anything good than if you were to come from the programming perspective, for example. So I kind of stopped working, you know, in that direction because yeah, I just don't want to get into learning how to program at this point. Maybe at some point, but not right now. Okay. So we have the beginning, and everything should be rigged. I mean, should be set up. I guess the legs don't really need to move, so it's okay. I guess I'll place them still because maybe they deform the torso a bit, so I don't want to not have a keyframe for them. But this should be fine. Okay. So now let's create the in-betweens. I think I want him to actually show his I think to show his head first. So one frame should definitely be probably kind of like, let me show you. I guess I'll just do it rather than telling you to be something. Oh, right. Something straighter probably. You know, actually, maybe I want to show his face. Maybe not. Hold on. Let's see. What if we actually place him even higher here? It's kind of weird. Maybe, hold on. First of all, the claw needs to go away because it looks weird. Okay. And then maybe what I could do... Oh, hello? Oh, right. Maybe like this. Oh, this arm looks kind of weird. Just being on the left side still. Okay, that's better. As long as it's not visible on the left side, I think it's fine. This looks kind of weird right now. What if we actually raise him so you only see his chest? That's also kind of... What if it's tilted? Hold on. Oops. It looks so weird now. I think his arm is still shrunken since I moved this. No, I didn't. Oh, never mind. Okay. I thought it's still squished down, but it's actually not. Okay, so, I need to also keep in mind that I need to switch frames, because right now I'm just deleting the previous pose that I saved. That's, of course, not a good idea. There you go. Okay, let's go here. Will this help in sculpting these superhero or NCR models? You mean like sculpting, learning anatomy? Anatomy is kind of the fundamental for everything if you want to create characters. So you need to at least, learn like the most basic like shapes. And yeah, depending on how realistic you want to make something, the more you I guess need to learn. But for this, for example, you at least need to learn like the basic shapes of the body. Maybe the claw's coming from the side into his... No, it's not gonna actually hit him. He's gonna block it in the next shot. So I can't just make the claw go through his head. Okay. How can we transition from this? Let's see. Maybe this is actually just gonna be like this, since he's... Like, let me show you the reference for this shot right here. Where he, like jumps forward. Like this. And then, pew, he's gone. He's actually not, like, immediately gone. There's gonna be, like, a minute, or not a minute, like a few frames where you see, like, after images. Let me show you what that would look like. This one here. Hopefully is... Okay. Come on, there you go. It's right here. So I showed that yesterday, but that's the wrong frame. That's the wrong tab. Wait, did I just delete the tab? How did it just... Oh, no. What happened? Also, what's happening with the music? Music with the music. Hello? Okay. There you go. Dude, I'm all over the place right now. Hold on. Okay, the tab just went away. There it is. I found it. Okay, here it is. So, in this, you see this right here. Right here. When he moves, see how it's like this after image, and then we have like these, I guess, more after images, and then it explodes, right? I think I want to have something like that for this shot too, where he basically reappears. He kind of disappears during this, right? When he jumps forward. When he jumps forward like this. And then also afterwards, when we get to the second shot, which is this, where he jumps forward. So he's not really visible in these shots. You just see like the after the results of his actions, I guess. And then it, you know, you have this scene. So maybe what we could do here is just make him appear again with more after images. Maybe that could work. So this would basically just be like a slow, you know, the claws slowly coming closer to his face, and I would add the after images afterwards with, you know, the grease pencil. That might work pretty well. I think that's better because I don't want to, I think I don't want to change what I don't want to show his eyes, and like moving his body over here. Hold on, moving his body, for example, over here. I would either have to put him like very high, which would look kind of weird because he's kind of falling to get back down to the previous spot. I think what I would rather do is just keep him in this place and just kind of animate like him appearing. Yeah. Is there a 3D movie maker version? Basic 3D stuff? Okay. Didn't know that. Okay. I think I'm going to do that. So basically this scene is pretty simple. Where I basically just slowly animate his hand coming closer to Deadpool's body. And maybe rotating his body a bit, like Wolverine's body. I think that's going to be enough for this scene, actually. Sometimes it's better to stay rather simple than go like overboard with the movement. Oh, right. Let me do it here. Oops. Some scenes, yeah, sometimes anime actually just shows like a still frame of something rather than actually like a whole animation as well. So you can in some scenes be a bit more simple. And I think for this one it would fit quite well. So, let me actually do something. This might make this a bit easier. I can switch this from IK to FK, and that should make it a bit easier. Basically controlling it in a different way. Here we go. Oh, it's not visible, of course. Hold on. This one. Okay. And then I can switch. Where is it? There it is. This. So now it's not controlled by this anymore. It's controlled by these things. Which means that if I rotate this, for example, the whole arm moves. If I rotate this, of course, the whole arm moves. If I now rotate his torso, it also should move. There you go. If I... Oh. Well, that doesn't work. The claws don't follow. Well, that's not good. Well. Do I... Wait. I guess I can fix that in a second, but... I think this is going to be easier to animate like this. Since then I can just move his torso, which also will move his hand at the same time, which might, you know, which will make it a bit easier than having to animate both. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So let's just animate this real quick. So we have like this shot in the beginning first, where we have only seeing Deadpool, of course, since Wolverine isn't here. Maybe for like, let me imagine it. Here he appears, 20 frames in, Wolverine appears. Okay. Starting a bit further back. Just slightly, because it's a very, very slow-mo shot. Like this. Let me do this real quick. Linear. And then this can be quite a, you know, bit longer. Maybe here. I guess we take everything, why not? Go to like 40 seconds maybe. We get... And then we need to also do this. Hold on. We need the root so we can remove Wolverine before he's supposed to be visible. So we can go here. Set a keyframe and then just whoop, put him away. And then he appears. And then we have this slow moving closer and closer to his head. I think that's fine. I might also, just to accentuate the movement here in the back a bit, I might actually move his shoulder too. Let's see. move this back a bit more, just to kind of show the movement a bit more. Yes. Okay. Maybe even rotate his head slightly, just, you know, as like a slight tilt more here. Oops. Like this. That should be fine. Like, let's look at it. Yeah, I think that's good. Maybe even more. Let's make it a bit more expressive. Once again, going with the principle, make it extreme and then go back to something that looks good. Let's go here maybe and see what it looks like. I think that's still good. Makes it a bit more alive, makes him look a bit better. Okay. And then of course I need to fix the claws, which is fine. Yeah, let's fix the claws real quick. Go back to the original file so I can do it there. Let me do this. Okay. Boom. Any tips for people trying to get into animation? Yes. Look up on YouTube the 12 principles of animation and watch that. There should be a video that is kind of like looking like it has like a paper background. Watch that one. It tells you about the principles that you need to follow for good animation, and that gives you like a good starting point for what to keep in mind, I guess, when you're animating. Oh, right. Yeah, every time I think about like when people ask me about like learning animation, I always remember like think about things and then I remember the 12 principles, and everything I kind of would like to say is kind of covered by that. So just watch that and you're good. Or most of it, I guess. It's not everything, of course, but it covers like the most important things to really get a good, basics of how to get it, how to create good animation, or how to be a good animator. Okay. Any books? I don't have any animation books I can recommend. I don't really read that many books. This one. Okay. So, let's see how we can fix this. If we go in here, we see that that if I switch this, oh, here it is. You can see the claws don't move. Ooh. But I think that's the issue. The issue here is not the weight pinning or anything, but more the bone parenting. Let me see. Since it still moves with this, this, I think you just need to switch a few things here and there. These ones are only control bones to control, the claws coming in and out, so they don't really matter. I have hidden bones right now, which should be in here. Yes, these bones right here are the important ones. And they should be parented. What are they parented to? Let's see. They are parented to hand IKL, which is wrong. We need to go to the deformation bone. So if we hide all of these, so all these bones right now that I'm hiding don't actually affect the model. They're only there to have more control over the main rig, over the bones that control the model. The only bones that really control the model are the ones in the deformation layer. These are the ones that actually deform the model, right? And apparently this bone isn't parented to any of these bones. They're parented to a control bone. And so I should just be able to do this and then select this bone, which is the main hand control, parented with offset, and that should fix it. Let's do it on the other side. And that should be it. There you go. Let's see. Let me hide this. And then bring back the arm FK. Ta-da! And now they move with this. Let's test the IK again. Oh, right. We need to switch this. Nice. Okay. It is fixed. Easy. Let's try it on the other side. Yeah, works. No, wait. Oh, wait. Why is it not doing it? I guess I need to show it, maybe? No, it shouldn't work that way, but I guess I'll just do it. Oh, because this one isn't switched yet. There you go. Yes, it does work. Nice. Okay. Let me set it back. And yeah, we're good. Let's enable everything again. Good. Nice. Easy fix. And now if I just reload this, it should also update. For a little bit more intermediate level knowledge to animation in Blender, I recommend Puric Picard. Yeah. YouTube channel, he makes great and free content indeed. He also has a course if you want to go more in depth, I guess. But even his free stuff is really good. Okay, let's see it. Yeah, look at this. Now it follows. Perfect. Good. Exactly what we want. I also thought about maybe giving the claws like a light. Let's see what that would look like. So just like give him a shine here, just to see. I don't know how I would do that though. Oh, I do. Hold on. I need a light right here. Let's see if we can give the claws like a certain shine without affecting the rest of the scene. I want to use... Otherwise I could, I guess, do that in post-production too. But, you know, if I can do it here, why not? Lights. Oh no, I need a... whatever, I'll just add it like this. Okay, so... you can see it looks a bit weird because the light isn't set up yet. Let me set it to... which one did I use? The green one. I used green for the basic lights. So if I switch it to green, you can see now, you know, Deadpool is also lit up by this. That's not really what I want. I think I'm just going to make it smaller in terms of how strong it is. Let's see. I don't have, what do you call it? I don't have light groups in here. So I can't just do that. I might actually, I think I'm just going to do like a shine in when I overpaint over this. I think that's going to be easier. Yeah, I think I'll just do that. So we have this now. Now I want to add the camera as well. Let me look at it real quick and see if the slow-mo is fast enough. Okay, hold on. I feel like this is a bit too fast. Let me slow it down a bit. And then maybe like this. Still a bit fast. Also, why are not all keyframes moved? How dare you? What is missing? You can, if you want, you can go to the dope sheet. And there you have like this little button right here. If you ever want to move all if you ever want to see all keyframes in the whole scene in Blender, you can go to the dope sheet and you can see this button right here, which shows only the selected, or if you click on it, it shows all the keyframes in the scene. And here you can see the hand apparently wasn't moved. So I should be able to select it or go down to it. Never mind. I just can't move it for some reason. Maybe. What? Hold on. Hand IK. Because it's this one. I'm confused. Maybe this one? No. How? Oh, It's this controller, I think. No, maybe? Who knows? Whatever, it doesn't seem like to do anything. Let's just disregard it, okay? Who cares about it? Yeah, that's better. Okay, now let's add the camera. Usually the camera can add quite a lot of, you know, more spice to this. Let's see what we can do here. I think for this, I actually just want to have kind of like just a zoom out of his face. I think that's going to be pretty good. Maybe with like a slight ramp to it, we'll see. Welcome, big man. Hope you have a good day. Let's go here. Okay. So, yesterday we talked about how you can zoom in and out with the 3D camera in Blender. You know, one way. So the thing is, of course, if you zoom in by just using the camera like this, you can see that it sort of changes the distortions, the lens distortion in the image. But if you use the camera sensor, for example, like this, right? It doesn't do that. It's kind of just like a normal zoom. So you can use this, for example, to create, you know, more camera-like zooms rather than actually moving the camera. And then you can also use the shift, for example, to move it, you know, up and down. If you want to create like a certain camera movement that isn't affected by lens distortion, you can do it that way, for example. Usually, for example, for anime backgrounds, if you want to create like a zoom out of an anime background, for example, like an anime environment, you don't have lens distortion, of course. So you kind of want to use this instead of moving the camera, because otherwise, you know, you have some weird distortions that you wouldn't really see in like a drawing, of course. So I think what I want to do is just have a slow zoom out all the way to here. Let me watch it again. Yes. Oops. Go here, and then I need to shift this too. Okay. And then we zoom in. Oops. Zoom in. Maybe to here. And shift it slightly. I think I want to fully focus on him. Let's see what that looks like. Is that too fast? Maybe a little bit. I think I want to zoom out a bit more. Oops. Maybe like this might be better. Just have a kind of, you know, very slow zoom. I don't want to make it too fast because, you know, it's supposed to be a slow motion shot. Yes, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's nice. Okay. Maybe even have like a slight shake here when Wolverine arrives. Let's see what that would look like. Just to, yeah, I'm curious what it looks like. Maybe it's too much for this slow-mo shot. Maybe it's fine. Oh. Welcome HT. What? HT Voos. Let's see. So if we start a shake right here, I wonder if it's too much or not. It could be, since it's kind of a very close-up shot with slow movement. So having like a shaking could make it a bit harder to read, but you know, it's worth trying. Maybe just a very subtle shaking could be pretty good here. Let's go with X first. And restrict the frame rate to, I mean the frame range. There you go. 20. So if we do this now. Of course, that's too much, but we can fix that pretty easily. And then maybe set it to 5. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Hold on. Maybe we can keep it at 1. Just make the strength smaller. And then also fade it out at the end. Blend in, out. There you go. And then maybe make it even smaller. Like this. I think that's pretty good. Let's watch it in full frame. Oh, right, I need to watch it here. There you go. If you imagine, you know, some after or before images, I guess, being there. I think that could be pretty good. It's not too extreme so that it distracts from it. But something always that is kind of annoying with the noise, of course, even though you blend it in, is that sometimes the highest point of the noise, the highest deviation from the, you know, the keyframe, I guess, is somewhere later, which is right here right now. So I kind of want to change the phase so that the highest point is right at the beginning, and then it gets smaller and smaller, the noise. Let's do that. Like this, maybe. This should be pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty good, but it's a bit too strong now. So let's divide it again. Still too much. Divide it again. Still too much. Just one more, hopefully. Boom. I think that's pretty good. Pretty good. Maybe 0.7 should be good. 0.007. Yes. Maybe we don't even need vertical, you know, shaking, but let's just try it, see what it looks like. Oh, of course, we need to change the phase. I don't know if I like this. Let's see it without. I kind of like when it's only horizontal. Since it's kind of, you know, when you would have something move from left to right really fast past the camera, you would probably see more horizontal shaking than vertical. So maybe I'll just do it without vertical. What do you think? Hold on. Are you going to add the cool speed glitch smear from 1. Yeah. I'm going to add that later. Once the... I think what I'm going to do, there's maybe... So this shot right here, where Deadpool flies, I think this... I will probably stop here. Actually, oh, this last shot in here, but I'll probably stop here after this one and see what it looks like with only the 3D animation. If I need to change any pasting stuff, you know, nail the pasting. And when that is done, I'm probably going to do the overpainting, and that's when I'm going to add the speed lines and all that stuff. Which is, of course, why you can't really see anything right now, but I guess maybe you can imagine it. Okay, yeah. Do you like this one more? Hold on. Without the horizontal, I mean without the vertical shaking, or with, so this is without. Okay, and this is with. It's not a huge difference, I guess, but it's kind of subtle. This is with, and then this is without. With. And without. I think it's better without it. Yeah, it feels... Yeah, I think I'm gonna use without it. Maybe if, you know... Yeah, it doesn't really make a huge difference, so I guess I'll just leave it. I think without it's good. Okay. So, this kind of looks like the astronaut meme, where it's like, it's been this all along. Hold on. This one. Come on, let me... There you go. Oh, Jesus, I don't want to download it. Why is it so hard to just see an image? This one? That's what it kind of looks like right now. Okay. So, let me reset the camera. Okay. Let me save it. So this shot is basically done. I want to probably now just bake the line art, and then we can do the next one. Something I always kind of struggle or have struggled with in the Berserk animation is that I add too much, like too many slow scenes, like slow motion shots. Maybe I have the same case here, we'll see. And I have to change some scenes, but I guess, yeah, we'll see. Once we put them all together. Okay. Oh, let me do the line art. You work great. Awesome to see. Thank you. Welcome. When making a longer animation like this, do you get multiple blend files for each scene or everything in a big file? I created, I created a blend file for each scene. I had multiple shots or multiple scenes separated in one blend file here. Like for the Pixar animation that I made, for example, I had 5 scenes in one file by separating them with this scene thing right here. But I think it's easier to just have one file for each scene. At least, you know, for this kind of project. Okay. The system gets a bit annoying when you want to have like consistency, when you want to be very clear, or when you want to be very precise about like the poses of a character going from one shot to the other. If it has to be very, very precise, then this setup is a bit more annoying to use. But yeah, there's always like drawbacks to, I guess, both approaches. I haven't really found the best one yet, I guess. Okay. What am I missing? Oh, something I wanted to try is actually just lighting Wolverine up. I wonder what that would look like. Hold on. So what if we actually use the light again, but only on Wolverine? I'm just curious what that looks like. A spotlight to really focus the light. There you go. And then also make it green. Size can be smaller and blend is unnecessary. There you go. I'm curious what that would look like. Hold on. I don't know if I feel like it's kind of weird. Maybe the rotation's a bit weird. What if we move it a bit further back? No, I don't think I need it. No, it's kind of weird. Never mind. Actually, let me check it without and before and after. This, of course, has no real light, except for the rim light, which I guess it could be enough. This highlights Wolverine a bit more, which is nice, but it's also... Let me play around with it a bit more. I feel like there's something there, maybe. Let's see. Let me also just increase the subdivision by 1 so I can see actually the more refined shapes. Okay, there you go. Okay. Maybe like this. What are these weird shadows? Oh, right, because he doesn't have any shadows, right? I forgot about that. Hold on. That's why it looks so weird. Hold on. I need to probably bring the shadows back then. Hold on. Let's see what it looks like now. Ah, that's better. Ew, this is actually not too bad. It highlights him a bit more, Wolverine, while still keeping Deadpool, you know, pretty in the dark, you know? That's kind of the feeling here. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I kind of like it. It's better, I think, than just having no lights except for the white rim light. So I think this is good. Okay. Let me render this real quick and then we can go to the next scene. Wow, we already finished one. Usually, you know, we finish like one maybe per day, per stream, but today we're gonna zoom through these maybe. Maybe, we'll see. No promises. But let me render this first. Okay. Let me watch it once more just to make sure that the pacing looks nice here right now. It might be a bit too fast. I think it's fine. Yeah, let's keep it there and just render it. Scene 11 frames. Okay. Oh, line art. Never mind, we're almost done. Not yet though. Line art. Shouldn't be too hard to set up though. I already set it up for Deadpool, so that shouldn't be too hard. We need to do this. For some reason this always resets for some unexplainable reason. There you go. Okay. Save it one more time. Make sure that we're in at least one subdivision. And then I can bake it. I would want to ask you at your subscriber count. Oh, are you at your subscriber count able to be self-employed or do you still have a day job? No, I just do this for work now. I've been doing this for a while now, but only really because I had some money saved up, and also I still live with my parents, so I can, you know, have a bit more freedom with that. I could at this point probably live alone too, so I'll probably move out at some point in the new year maybe, but in the next year. But right now, you know, it gives me a bit more freedom, and I was able to fully focus on YouTube for a while, which of course I maybe couldn't have done if I was still working, you know, not spent the whole day, you know, trying to get better at YouTube and 3D. But you know, oh, lag. But yeah, so at this point I'm only working on this all day. Oh, there it goes. Crash. I think I saved though, so it's all good. Such a cool project, thank you. How goes the progress so far? We have almost finished a scene today. And then we can go to the next one, which it's probably going to be a bit more elaborate, but also not too crazy. Let's see, this should be fine. Yeah, let's finish this one first. I might actually render all the missing scenes that I haven't rendered yet, and then throw them all together into DaVinci just to see the pacing right now, because I could see these shots being a bit too slow. I want to see that in a second. If that's the case, I need to go back to the previous shots, but we'll see that when we get there. Let's do the line art first. Okay, hopefully this doesn't crash again. I would like to actually see this baked. Okay. Jesus, I hate it. I don't know why it does that too. It just does it for some reason. It doesn't make any sense, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Is this one actually whatever? Okay, do this. Save. Here it is. Deadpool. It might crash since I have so many programs open right now. The PC is struggling, but maybe not. I don't know. Okay. Line art. Okay, let's do this first, I guess. Let's see if this one works. Outline, yes. Okay, let's bake this and see if it works. Let's save it again. Okay. Bake. Oh. Oh. Crash. Okay, hold on. Let me check my task manager. I think what I'm going to do real quick is to just stop the recording and then start it again when it's done. When it's done baking. I think that should be easy. Stop streaming. No, recording. Never mind. I need to be careful not to press the wrong button. Okay, this one. Stop recording. Okay. That should fix. That should give me a bit more power. Let's see if it works now. Okay. Boom. Inline. Yes, please. Check it again, just to make sure. Okay. Let's just save it. Bake line art. Oh, wait. Now, bake line art. No. What? Okay, I don't think it's... The problem is actually power. I think it's just Blender is just not willing to work right now. I rendered it before, I think. Wait. Hold on. I could also just render it without baking, I guess, but I would like to bake it because then I can play it a bit quicker. Let me check it again. We will figure this out, okay? Something is going on here. I don't know what it is, but we'll figure it out. Let's see. I guess right now I could also just bake the line art without the simplify on. I mean, without any subdivisions, which will make it a bit rougher than it will be at the end, but yeah, we'll just try. No, here. Line art. Okay, let's try this again. Without subdivisions this time. Is it still on 0? Yes, okay. Oh, no, never mind. Okay. Bake. Insta crash. That doesn't make any sense now. What? Let me let's see. Simplify makes it so simplify is an easy way to reduce the vertex count in your viewport. So if I open this file, for example, again, so yeah, so for example, if you have a an animation in Blender, for example, and you want to actually have a smooth playback in your viewport too, oftentimes if you have like detailed characters, it can get quite complicated and can be quite laggy, and then of course it gets harder to really estimate how what the pacing is, for example, which is kind of important for animations. You can use the simplify function to fix that. These characters, for example, have like multiple objects that are subdivided. Like the katana, for example, has subdivisions. His head, of course, his body has subdivisions. And with the simplify option, you can set it. You can determine what the max subdivision, for example, for the viewport is. So he and that also counts for multi-resolution. So you can enable this, simplify, and then just set the max subdivision to 0. And this way you make sure that everything has the base resolution, not, you know, subdivided by like 2 or something. And this kind of ensures that the playback is kind of as fast as possible. There are some more things you can do, but this is like the most efficient way to have a smooth playback for your animation in your viewport. If I, for example, now set this to, let me actually go in here, so we can see both characters. If I set this now to 2, for example, or 1, you can see now it changes. Now the max subdivision level for any object in the scene is 1. This way you don't have to do that like manually, going in each object and introducing it manually. You can just use this and do it globally, basically. Really, really useful. Okay. Oh, put that over here. Okay. So, welcome SN, hope you have a good day. How does your computer run when streaming these? I'd imagine it gets quite hot. Yeah, it's not too bad. It doesn't feel like it runs much slower. It runs at like 80 to 90% memory capacity, but yeah, it's not too bad. Right now it's at 49%. Yeah, so it's not too bad. Even though I stream, record at the same time, have a replay buffer on, and, you know, use Blender. Okay. Of course, if I increase the subdivisions, it gets a bit laggier, but yeah, usually it's not too bad. It is possible, and that's all that matters. Okay, let's see what could be the problem. Is there anything in here that I don't need? What if I first... We don't really need Wolverine right now, so what if I just disable him? Does that make this easier? Let me also do this real quick. Okay. Save it once more. And then bake line art. Let's pray first of all. Bake line art, bake line art, bake line art. By the... Please help me, Blender. Please let me do this. Okay, let's see. And crash. Why? Doesn't make any sense. What if I... Hold on. What if I remove chaining? No. Yep, have a good day, SN. Hope you do have too. Welcome, Zach. Hope you have a good morning. Might be because you're streaming. It's not really... I've done it before on stream multiple times, so it's not really that. Also, the scene is pretty simple, so it shouldn't crash at all, but somehow it does. And I don't know why. Let me actually check my task manager while it's doing it. Maybe it's reaching like its limit and just... That's why it crashes. Let's see. Let's just try again. No, task manager doesn't even change. It must be something Blender internal, which just crashes everything. Let me do something else. Let me try the Wolverine ones first. Maybe there's just like a problem with this object or with the Deadpool versions of this. Let's try Wolverine first. Let's try the manual lines, because those are easier to render, to create. Manual lines. Here we go. This needs to be 3. Okay. So, let's test these ones. Also, why are they not see-through? Whatever. It's just a test, so it's all good. Yeah, let's see if this works. Let's save it again. See, so the thing is, I can play through this when it's not baked, but for some reason the bake just crashes everything for no particular reason, I guess. I don't know why. Also, why is there this weird thing? Why is the mask like this? Hold on, I want to fix this real quick. Is it because I used the mouth controls? No. What is this? Is the thing here just weird? No. Huh? It's the same on this side, so it's definitely... It must be bones, so, right? Whatever, I'll figure it out later. Let's do this first. Okay, let's see if the bake works now. It's this one. Yes. Okay, let's pray again. Let's see if it works. Here it is. Okay. Let's make it sure. Yeah, it's good. Bake. Okay. New outcome, new ending. It does nothing. Cool. It does that sometimes. I don't know why. I think if I then just clear bake again and then do it again, it should work. Well, it should do something. Never mind. Okay, now it's just trolling me at this point. I have no idea what's happening. Let's clear everything. Just to make sure, put it at the beginning. Bake. Aha. Oh. It actually finished. Wow. So that one worked. Let's save. Why do the others not work? Inline. Let's try this one now. I guess we just clear bake. Just to make sure. Put it at the beginning. Save. And try this one. And it crashes. What? If this bug is only with line art, to fix it, just need to clamp the value in line 3861 of line art. Ah. Oh, the monkey. The monkey is controlling some parts of the character. It makes it a bit easier than having to go into like the specific settings of the character. You can kind of like use custom properties to control certain aspects of characters by just, you know, creating custom controls on like the monkey, for example. Let me show you what I mean. So both characters, you know, Wolverine and Deadpool, have a monkey. This monkey is for Deadpool, which controls his multi-res level. What this is like a switch for him to grab a gun or to grab a sword and stuff. So you can kind of funnel all these into these custom objects to kind of, you know, control certain aspects of the model. So this worked, okay? We still have it here. So this worked. But why is the other stuff just crashing? Having to unselect all before baking. Like this. Oh, I need to select this and then... Save it again. Save it in every move you do. The thing is, there's nothing showing up in the task manager either. So there's nothing is changing. It just dies. It just gives up. Let's try it again just for good luck. Bake line out. Wow, it actually did it. For some reason. Now it did it. I did have nothing selected, so maybe that's the solution for some reason. Let's try that, I guess. We don't need the outline. Let's save it. Okay. Let's try Deadpool now. Let's try the same thing. Maybe the weirdest solution actually works. Let's do the inline first. So inline select. Make sure that it's... I guess we can clear the bake. Just make sure. Put it at 1. That is fine. Select nothing. And then bake. Save it again. Okay, let's see if this works again. Quiet. Give Blender the space it needs, okay? It needs to be concentrated, okay? Don't overwork it, okay? Hold on. Okay. Go. Yes, nice. I guess that works. For some reason. So this is baked. So there's one more, and let's hope for this one thing to work too, for the manual lines, and then it is actually done. Wow. There you go. Manual lines. Okay, let's see if this works too. Manual. There you go. Clear baked. And then bake. Okay. Okay, it seems to work. Wow. That's so weird. Okay. Yeah. I actually don't have the live render view right now. Nothing shows that. I just see the, viewport. So that isn't really the problem. Yeah, I guess that just works. I guess there's just like a glitch with it. I don't know. It feels like I have selected something before hitting bake. And maybe then it always crashed. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, the object deselect actually worked. Okay, nice. Okay, we're good. So, good. So the line art is done. Let's actually look at it, watch it in the viewboard. Okay. That's fine. Oh wow, the claws look so much different. Okay. I might actually render it with one subdivision level just because it fits better. The line art fits actually onto the object now. Okay. Yeah, let's render this. And then we can put it together and see what it looks like. No, we need to render the other scenes and then we can do that. Oh, yeah, just render it. Let me do this. Scene 11 frames. Okay. Watch it crash now when it renders. Let's see. Is everything fine? Yes. Any sculpting tips? Check out the... No. Never mind. Start with... Don't go too fast into details. With such a broad question, I'm trying to think of the most broad tips I can give. Try to create... Try to make the broad shape, or try to make the broad sculpt as good as you can before you go deeper with more resolution. So before you try to have like a very low poly count in the beginning and try to make that look as good as possible before you add more resolution. And then once you add more resolution once, try to make that version look as good as possible. And then once that is done, you can then go and add more. This way you can always ensure that you don't fall into the trap of focusing on the details which aren't important in the beginning, for example, and also makes it easier to adjust big parts of the sculpt because you know, you don't have too much geometry you can play around with. Excited to see final output and get past the ugly stage moment. Are you saying this is ugly? How could you? How could you say this is ugly? It was also in previous versions, this glitch? Weird. Yeah, Wolverine kind of teleports behind Deadpool. It's more like a super fast movement, which I'm gonna draw in with like, what do you call it? With, oh, you can see the side fixed itself now as well for some reason. It's, oh, I know why, never mind. Yeah, he's just so fast that it looks like teleporting. I'm gonna add some like after image sketches to make it look like he's actually, you know, getting behind him. But right now it just looks like teleporting because that's the 2D aspect that I'm gonna add later. Okay, let's see the render. There you go. Okay. So let's go to 10 is done, 9 is done, 8, 7 isn't done. There you go. Let's render 7. We need to render 7, 3, and that should be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. 7 and 3. Then we have all those rendered. Let's do 3 first, because 3 is easy. Welcome, the Frag Master. Hope you had a good day. Have you done any camera fast pace with motion blur? Not yet, but it's coming soon, I think. Let's do this one. I think this should basically be done. I don't know why the line art always just disappears for this one. But I can just bring it back pretty easily. If I could actually... What is happening? Oh, because it's baked. There you go. Oh no, another baking process. Let's see if this works now. Yes. Bake line art. Wow, it actually works. Incredible. Yes, it is indeed Eevee. I want to learn how to do the anime teleport hyperspeed effect. Well, I guess you can... If you have one scene in mind that you would like to recreate, you could play it frame by frame and see how they did it there and then try to recreate it. I think what they usually do for like these after images, they draw like they just remove the model and then create like a few sketches and then have like some more lines that show like him moving around in like small squiggly lines and then he's basically gone. I think that's what they usually do. I don't think it's ugly, man. Slow progress pays off. It's, well, there's definitely an ugly stage, or the stage where it's not done right. So it's, there is definitely an ugly stage. It's more that it's, I guess, just part of the process. hold on. I feel like this won't look good. Because I need to... Dude, I need to remember to... I stopped myself from saying so much previously, and now I get back to it. I think it's because I haven't slept well, so I'm kind of tired right now, but I'll try to avoid it. Ums are weird. Nobody needs ums. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit off. See how it's kind of going over the body, which of course shouldn't be the case. And that I think is because of how I set up the scene. Manual lines should be fine. Oh, the manual lines aren't here either. Let me see this real quick. Why is his hand over there? That's why it looks weird. Hello? What happened to this thing? Oh, I know what happened. I changed the model, and that's this one updated too. Okay, let's change it. Where's my rig? Here it is. Okay. So why is it here? Oh, I have it set to 3 subdivisions. That's why it's so laggy. Okay, this should be better. I guess I can just do this and then set mirroring on. Never mind. Oh, yeah, and now I need to switch this back to this. That's better. There you go. I need to bake this again, but this is how it's supposed to be. Okay. What do I need? Oh, right, I need to bake it again. Once again. Okay. Let me just do this so it's easier to do. And yeah. Get rid of the bake. Yeah, see, now it looks right. No, this still doesn't look right. What is happening? I broke the scene. Did I? Hold on. Yeah, I did. What happened to the scene? Just because I changed the model? Also, of course, I need the... This part here looks weird. The overpainting. No, the manual lines. Ah, there you go. So what is happening here? Is it just me or does the Wolverine mask look like 2 Batmen staring at each other? Kind of, I guess. Have you found... Oh, do you do any post-processing? Yeah. But of course I need to finish the scenes first and then I can do post-processing. So what is the problem? Something is weird. I think I know what it is. Hold on. I move this forward and backwards. Here I did it the wrong way. But you can see it fixes itself slowly but surely. And this is properly set up. So this is how it's supposed to look like. But during the zoom in, it doesn't look right. So let's fix that real quick. Shouldn't take too long. So I didn't want to... So here, for example, I moved the camera forwards, which is not what you want to do. Especially if you have like an overpainting layer, as you can see here. Like I fixed some issues with the model. The problem is that you, of course, get like a parallax effect if you move in with the camera. Because this is further forward than this. So it kind of shifts, you know. As you can see here. If I move it, you can see it shifts. And this part here kind of moves over the edge and stuff. That is, of course, not supposed to happen. So, to fix that, we could just use the camera size. And that should be able to... Also, maybe the shift, we'll see. That should fix itself. Oh, which means I need to change the line out again, but that's fine. Wait, is something happening with his body? No. Oh, it's just the line. Okay. I need to go here again. I parented this to something so it can scale, which means I need to unparent it again. There you go. And now it should be fine. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So, camera. End of the animation. Zoom in. Maybe like this far. And maybe go a bit higher. I think that should be fine. And then if we look at it, linear. Let's watch it. I think that's fine. It's not too fast. I think it's gonna be fine. So, wait, is it? Okay, good. Okay, let's bake the line out again, and then we should be able to render this. You can see here, this is what it looks like before the overpainting, before I fixed it up, and then this is what it looked like after. Let's render. I mean, bake these again, and then we should be good. Oh, this one. Okay, clear bake, save, bake. Is the weeb here? Who's the weeb? Wolverine has some big traps, indeed. Welcome, Jack. Hope you have a good day. Okay. And then this one, manual lines too. Bake, save first, bake. Okay. Cursed beardless Wolverine, yeah. I actually probably need to paint his beard on his like hairy arms. His arm hair, I guess, and shoulder hair on top, you know, by doing it afterwards, because it's not really part of his model. And I think it would be more complex to do it, to put it onto his model rather than just painting it afterwards. What is happening here? No, that should be fine, right? Does it still look good? Yeah, okay. Okay. So we can actually render this now, who would have thought? Which should be scene 3. Okay. Boom. Okay. Oh, yeah. Welcome something weird. Okay. And then one more scene rendered, and then we can put them all together and see what it looks like. Maybe even show what it would look like with some post-processing. I don't know if I want to get into that right now. Probably not. Post-production, not post-processing. Because that can get quite finicky. I want to fully focus on the pacing right now, and like the composition and timing. And you know, post-processing isn't really a part of that. Post-production, never mind. Big funny man, angry man zoom, exactly. The menacing shot. Wolverine is just two Batman kissing. Hold on. Wait, where? Oh. I guess I can kind of see it. The nose looks a bit weird. But other than that, I can see it. Okay. Oh, one more scene, and then we're good. Which is number 7. Oops. What is revert? Oh, right, this scene. Okay. I haven't even done line art for this, but I don't think I need it here necessarily. So I'll just leave it. It's gonna be super scuffed, but it's fine. Okay. That should be good. Oops. This is scene 7. Okay. What will be the background for this animation? Will you be doing that later and then combine the character action and background elements? Since this is all assets which are linked back to an original file, I can always edit the background of the original file and create some sort of background. I might just keep it this simple, just because it's not really the focus of the shot. Or I might add, I don't know, some sort of horizon maybe, or some clouds or whatever. I haven't really thought about that yet. Yeah, so maybe I'll add something, maybe not, we'll see. Welcome Malik, hope you have a good day. I think revert sends the scene back to cube. Why? However, what kind of reason would you have to do that? Just just open a new file. Wait, where's his gun? Oh right, he doesn't need one here. Okay. Good. So let's put it all together and see what it looks like right now. Okay. Oops. Okay. So, let me import all the scenes. And then we can, I guess, cut them around a little bit to make them... Oh, let me actually do this real quick. I need to... They're not in order, unfortunately, so I need to actually put them in here to see. I guess I can identify which one's supposed to be where, but I guess it's just easier to already have them in here. Okay. Boom. Let's see. Oh, this also kind of shows, I guess, how long the animation is so far. I would guess that it's in the end gonna be roughly like 2 minutes long, but we'll see. Maybe it's also too long for maybe my idea is a bit too ambitious, but we will see. Okay. So this is the wait, there's one missing. Oh, there it is. So this is the raw version. Is that all set up properly? I guess so. Yep. Okay, let's. Oh, I need to change one more thing. Hold on. Here. Okay. Let's look at it. What we have right now. We actually already have 30 seconds. Okay, let's look at it. This is the raw cut at the beginning. Some of the first shots already have for the first few shots we've already done like the overpainting and stuff, so these are going to look a bit better than the last half, I guess. But you know, this is mainly now for the kind of, you know, looking at the pacing when you actually put all the shots together to make sure that everything looks you know, flows quite well. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so I think the end is pretty good. There's a few things that I can fix now with just like, you know, basic editing. So this is way too long, and for some of these scenes, for example, I've kept quite a bit of space right in the beginning, like with the still frame, basically, just because I wanted to have some space to you know, have some room for the pacing. But you know, we can, for example, remove a lot of space here. Like this, for example. We could maybe make it even faster. Maybe it starts, you know, it immediately starts moving. Oh, and here I also, you know, had more space. So I think I can rather remove some here. Let's cut it together a bit better so that it, yeah, probably here it can go. And so this flows a bit better. Maybe we can actually, there you go. I don't really know what to do for this smear frame. I actually set it up in a way where his hand can actually be removed, so I can fully add a smear frame without any hand being there. But I don't really like this that much, but I'll just have it there for now. Yeah. I think this can also be a bit slower, faster, I guess. Wait. No, oh, this actually needs to be the other way around, this way. This is better. Oh. Yeah, that's better. That makes more sense. And this can probably be a bit faster too. Maybe this could actually start like here. I'll leave it there for now. Oh, this is way too long. There you go, this can go. Yeah, and here what I wanted to do is that his arm right here goes in front of this shot to transition it a bit easier. That's why this looks a bit weird right now. And then also I noticed here that this is a bit too fast. I guess this can fix it. Yeah, you can see here like his movement going from into the rotation basically is a bit too fast, but we have a few more frames. Hold on. Yeah, it's not perfect yet, but so that scene definitely needs to be adjusted a little bit. And then this one. Okay, here. We can probably be a bit faster. And then... oh, and this too. Wait, let's see. I think the pacing is pretty good now. I think this... Okay, let's watch it all in one with the whole thing, right? And then see if the pacing is good or not. Or if there need to be some adjustments. I think the one adjustment that I have right now is like where he goes into the spin into the, to aim, right? Pull out his gun. Let's watch it again and then, yeah, see. Okay, I think that's pretty good. It's maybe a bit choppy, but I think it's fine. Yeah. I think some things can probably be sped up and stuff. But let me actually try something. Hold on. I have a setup that I can basically just apply to these scenes to make them look better. This shot I think can be improved too. Well, this one, yeah, this one's still pretty rough. But what I want to try is... Oh yeah, here for this one especially. I have a setup which will immediately make this look better, hopefully. We'll see. That I created for the still shots that I did before for part 1. I want to see what they would look like if I just apply them to this. I'm just curious what it does. Actually, it's probably not going to do much, but, you know, just to kind of see. A lot of the scenes look hand-painted. Yeah, the first ones are all already done, basically. So it's nice that those don't need to be changed too much. Yeah. What is the shortcut you use to delete space between shots? I set all my basic editing stuff to around WASD. So that, for example, when I have, I don't know, I have these two shots, right? And I want to cut it here and then remove this and bring this closer. I can just press D, for example. If I want to remove this bit, or I want to do the same here, I can press A. I have like Shift E, for example, to select everything from this point onwards. And basic W to just create a cut, for example. Yeah, everything's kind of revolving around WASD. Okay, so what I want to do here is grab I have a Fusion preset. Oh, it's actually saved in the project. Hold on. Here. When did we start this project? I'm actually curious. Hold on. When did we create the first scene? Or the first object in here? The fifth is when we started. So it's been, wait, really? It's been 10 days. That's actually not that long. Wait, really? I'm surprised. 5th, yeah, okay. We're not already in the next month. Wow, okay. That's pretty good, actually. Okay. Let's open this. What I want to show you. Oh, here. So for these, of course, I created these stills before to kind of just, you know, kind of create a style that could work here. To kind of, yeah, test a style that could work. This one seems pretty familiar, maybe. And this one I didn't really fix at all, so it looks kind of weird, but just to kind of test, you know, some of the styles that it could have. And here I actually have these PP settings, the post-production settings. And if I put them in here, we get all this jazz, which it basically works similar to Blender, where you can, you know, have all these nodes, which then can adjust what what this looks like. And if we plug this in, it's probably going to look horrendous. That's not too bad. It adds a few things like chromatic aberration, for example, or it should also add a glow, but this doesn't really work right now because we don't have multiple render layers, which is how I set this up. But I guess we can also just test the main thing that I wanted to test, which is the first thing we can test is just the LUT, that one of them that I liked. I think it was 8, or this one. It doesn't really do much, but something else is that, you know, add some glow to really spice up, especially these orange bits. So if I, for example, grab this and select the orange bits so that they're all selected, maybe a bit more on the edges. Okay, that should select enough. Oops. I can then extend it a bit to make it a bit smoother, and then I can invert it. So we only get this, and then we can apply a glow to this. Let's add a simple glow like this. Is that a glow? Yes, it is. There you go. And then we can bring this back together, merge it back together to have both here. And then let's see if we increase the gain. This looks kind of weird. Is there a better glow? There are multiple glows in here. Let me try another one. Glow. There are like 3, which is kind of annoying, but maybe this one looks a bit better. Oh, look at this. Ooh. It still doesn't look as great. I guess also the glow isn't as effective since it's a white background. There's another one, I think. Glow, this one maybe. Glow 2. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm gonna play around with this and see what the best is. But yeah, like this is then supposed to glow, for example. You can also change the threshold to change the... Oh, there you go. Just make it 0. And then everything glows. Okay, and change the spread a bit. Yeah, just spice it up a bit. And then this, of course, needs to also glow, but of course I don't want to set it up for that as well. Yeah, you know, these things then come later to make it look a bit better. Same with color correction and stuff. But at least now we know that it the pacing is good. I can't tell that this is 3D. I think this scene here is still pretty 3D. I think because of the zoom in and also the blocks. But I think I can do some... yeah, also because it has interpolation right now. It's like every frame changes, which usually you wouldn't see in animation. You know, every frame changes, which you wouldn't see in animation. So, you know, and you can also, you know, once, you know, like some of the clouds, for example, are fixed, make them a bit simpler, make them a bit, yeah, just simpler. It's gonna look more 2D. I might also add some cracks here, we'll see. You know, just some extra stuff to make it look a bit more 2D. It's kind of similar, you know, all of these scenes here in the back, I stopped kind of doing post-processing here because it just takes so long. And it's hard to really, I guess, think about the pacing when each scene takes so long. So at this point, I actually stopped doing post-processing altogether. Just go with the basic line art and then fix it later. Here for this shot, for example, this one took me like 1.5 days, just because of, you know, how much I needed to change in this. That, yeah, especially I think here, this shot and this shot, no, actually from this shot backwards, all of these are basically already done in terms of, like, you know, overpainting and making it look 2D, so they look pretty good. But of course, later on, these need to be adjusted a little bit. But we're not there yet. But at least we know that the only really thing that needs to change is the end here. This one is pretty rough anyway, so I'm gonna adjust it a bit more later. But at least it's nice to see that the pacing is pretty good. Yeah, so I might actually, dude, I don't want to add even more scenes in between this, but I feel like I would like to have like another shot here of just Deadpool looking shocked and then this shot coming, but I don't want to add more shots, so I'll refrain from doing it and we can just move on. Yeah. This should be your death battle video animation. For the close-up, you can slow it down to add dramaticism. Oh, wait. Oh, also, sometimes anime has like these transitions from one to the other. So what could maybe work here is like a quick slide. Oh, actually, I can't do that here, unfortunately. But maybe I'll add some transitions here and there too, but we'll see. Let me actually check this scene. Hold on. What if I add the... Oh, that's weird. Yeah, we'll go into post-production at some point, but not right now. I want to focus on the animation. I'm actually surprised that it's only been 10 days since we started working on this. I thought it's almost a month. It's already over, but we already have we still have 20 days. Okay. Let's get out of here. A lot of things are happening in a short amount of time. Yeah, but that's kind of you know, kind of the point. Since it's a fight, right? It can be a bit more a bit faster paced. I would, you know, if I had more time, I would probably add some in between frames to add some more context, but unfortunately, you know, that would just elongate everything, which I kind of want to avoid. Okay, so we were done with 11, right? Let's check it again and then we can move on. We don't need this anymore. Okay. Yeah, this was basically done for now. So let's move on. Start the video? What do you mean? Okay. So. Yeah, this shot is done. Let's go to the next one. Oh, I opened the wrong file version. I mean, Blender version 4.1. Let's go to the actual version. I haven't really changed the auto. I haven't really changed the, I guess, like open file Blender version. So it still opens all Blender files with version 4.1, even though this is all being done in 4.2. But maybe I'll do that at some point. Okay. You know what? I'll do that right now. Which one? It's somewhere in here, right? System. There it is. Open blend files with this version. Register. There you go. Perfect. Okay. So, it is time for the next shot. Okay, so this one is going to be a bit complicated. It's basically going to be Deadpool pulling out his katana and blocking his, you know, his claws. Let's see how we can set this up. Yeah, let's see. Trying to go live on my channel, but then YouTube says upcoming, even when I'm live, so no one can see my streams. Weird. I don't know what that could be. I haven't really had problems with that yet. Maybe at some point, but I would like to avoid it. So unfortunately, I can't help you with that either. Okay, So let's see. One way I'm thinking it could work is let me actually open the previous file and see if I can kind of, you know, try some shots right here, or some framing. So one idea that I had was to actually do this, have it from this view. Of course, in the sketch, I made it, I used a front shot, which I guess could also work kind of like this. But then, of course, have him look angry and have like a katana here that blocks the shot. That might be pretty cool, kind of like this angle, kind of very, very close-up shot. I think that's so far the best idea. This I thought too, and then having the katana here. But I feel like a close-up would be better, because it focuses a bit more. It also shows his expression a bit more, and I think that I kind of want to have that here. Look at his silly eyes. I think so. Welcome Vigo, welcome Goading Labs. I think I'm going to use this shot. I might... What if I just save this as of scene 12 as well? And then I can continue working on this with this already all set up. Yeah, why not? Why not? This way I can save some... Actually... I'm thinking how he would... Actually, yeah, why not? Let's try it. I haven't done it before, so why not? 12. Let's get rid of all the line art first. Okay. Is it an official or fan animation? It's a fan animation. I'm not an official Marvel employee, I guess. Marvel animator. Okay. Let's create the layout first. First I want to just delete all this, so I can so nothing moves anymore. That is fine. Okay, I think there are no keyframes left. Let's check. Oh, something. Camera. Ooh. Oh, right. I forgot about this. Okay. Everything's gone. Nice. The first lineup makes his face look like 3. Oh, like I guess it's an emoji. Okay. So let's bring the camera a bit closer. So I guess that's one solution for the issue where it's harder to create a continuous pose, for example. You can just, once this pose is done, you can just save this pose. I mean, save this animation as the next scene too, and then the pose is already there. But then, of course, if you change it in the previous one, it doesn't automatically change in the next one. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we need linked poses too. Maybe that's something we get at some point. I don't think so, but you never know. Okay. Oh, hello. Nice spin. Okay. That's because of the constraint I use, so that the camera always looks at this empty. For some reason it struggles with certain positions. It's the damped track that I usually use. You can also use other ones like track 2, which might actually be more useful here. There you go, because then we can still Move it around and it shouldn't rotate anymore. Yeah, there's only one locked axis, which means we can control the rotation. Never mind, it doesn't work. Okay. I guess we can't, but it works for this. Wait, we need to... No, it's fine. I would like to change the rotation though, so we can actually not use this. What about locked track? Okay, let me check the right... The locked axis should be... Which one's the locked one? Y? We'll see. I guess we'll just go through all of them and see which one works. Maybe X? Nope. Z? None of them work. That doesn't really make sense. It's kind of looking in the right direction. Okay, lock track doesn't seem to work either. Are there any more? I guess track 2 is the best one. We'll use track 2. Okay. Do you make your own rigs? I guess sort of. I made them with Rigify. They're sort of customized, so there are some custom things that you don't see in the basic rig, like, you know, controls for guns, for example, or for the katanas, or for his blades, for example, but the base is made with the Rigify. I think I want to actually... Oh, it's already 30, okay. Maybe like this. I would like to rotate this, but it's impossible. And it's annoying me. Can I rotate it this way? No. Okay, well. I guess maybe damped track works again. Let's see. Yes. Okay, it's actually is fine. It works. There you go. Okay, so there's sort of like a very short like flash to kind of signal that he's pulling out his katana, his sword. It's not going to be, it will not be visible in this shot, so we can already create what he would look like for the next shot. Let me select all of this so I can reset it. Oh, maybe not the main head thing. Jesus, why? Oh. Okay, yeah, now. There you go. So now he's supposed to look focused again. Maybe even rotate it slightly upwards. No, that's kind of weird. I'll leave it there. Okay. Also, his body probably needs to shift a bit, because this way he can't really block. Now I'm thinking about how he's supposed to block. I guess he could do kind of like this move and hold his katana from the top. Or what I thought about would be going like under his arm and blocking like this. But I feel like the coming from the top makes a bit more sense. Or like would be a more intuitive way. It's just, I don't know if that looks that good. Although no, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Let's do that one. Which one's your favorite, Deadpool or Wolverine? I feel like Wolverine is kind of boring. I like Deadpool more. What do you think about using Cascador for animation? I haven't used it yet. I haven't really looked into it, so I couldn't really tell you much about it. Okay. Yeah, I think the camera's fine now. Let's go and see. So this should probably be... Oh, I know what to do. I know what I want to do here. So I want to rotate this slightly. Oh, let me also reduce this so I can actually work smoothly. This needs to be rotated, okay. But this way. So that the gun is down. Okay. And then this arm, of course, holds the sword. I don't know why the katana... Oh, right. So, he's holding it with his left arm, meaning grab sword, L, left sword, right sword, left. So, LR. Is that the right one? Yes. Is it? I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's just use this one. Okay. Boom. He's holding it kind of like this. Of course not like this. He's kind of breaking his shoulder right now, but we'll get there. Let's see if this actually works as a pose or not. Maybe it just looks weird. Let me move his hand a bit closer. There it is. Okay, that makes more sense. And then let's fix his shoulder. Like this maybe. And then of course we can rotate it so that it actually fixes his hand. There you go. Creates this cool line there too. Like this nice little edge there. Excuse me. Wish my arms could do that. Back in the day I was able to put my arms behind my back and then move them like, you know, to here by just moving them over my head while still holding the hands together. I think I can still do that a little bit, but it's definitely a bit more uncomfortable now than back in the day. Oops. I guess it doesn't really matter what the body looks like, but you know, you can still... I guess it makes sense because the next shot you will actually see his body. I have a modifier to fix this because it looks horrendous right now. There you go. If you ever, you know, want to fix these weird, like this wing, and you don't want to do weight painting, a really useful modifier to fix these really weird deformations that can oftentimes happen, especially if you are working on like shoulders and stuff. Shoulders are like the biggest problem for that, is to use the, what's it called? Oh, I deleted the, oh no, the modifier isn't fix lats and shoulders, that's just what I called it. What's it called again? It's the smooth corrective modifier. If you use that, and you play around with the repeat and scale, you can create some really nice deformations, or you can fix some really weird deformations and make them look pretty good. So if I enable this now, you can see it looks much better. And especially if you use the vertex groups to really only select a few things that are supposed to be fixed by this modifier, it can be really useful. Okay. So this looks pretty good. Maybe I want to... Do I want to show a little bit of his sword? I don't know. I think this is good. Let's see if the arm... So this is kind of like this pose blocking the blades, the claws. Okay, there you go. His arm, I don't know if I like his arm being shown there in the back. I also don't know if I can change that. I guess let's see if it looks better if I move him a bit over so that only his hand is kind of visible here. Or I guess I could also just do this. Maybe go like really, really close. Like this. This could be cool. I want to make sure that you see that it's the katana, not just some weird bar. So I might actually need to go lower. That's kind of weird. Go higher. Or maybe just go further away. Welcome, Bobby. Hope you have a good day. Welcome, Crispy. Okay, yeah. I think this is fine. Let me fix his hand and then we should be able to maybe make it a bit, refine it a bit more since his fingers are a bit kind of, weird right now. He's just not holding onto the sword. Let me do that real quick and then we can adjust it a bit more. Okay. There you go. Change his hand a bit. Okay. Actually, I want to just rotate it like this. Good. So now he's actually holding on to it. Let me see what we can do here. This could be cool. This kind of perspective. Let's see. I don't know, it looks kind of weird. I don't know if I can avoid not showing the handle of the sword. Maybe it's more, oops. Let's see. Finding a shot for this is kind of hard. Let me see it with a one subdivision. Yeah, maybe that's a bit easier to see. No, that's also kind of weird. I don't want to make the perspective too different to the previous shot, so that you can still follow it fairly easily. It's kind of just supposed to be a more focused shot of the previous. Yeah, a focused perspective of the previous shot. I feel like this is fine. Maybe I can lower the sword a bit more. No, then he's just gonna cut through his fingers. I guess I could just change the claw position too. Let's see. Like this maybe? But the claws are now kind of off camera, which is kind of not good. I would like them to be in the same place probably. You know what's gonna help? Hydration. Time to drink something. Okay. Managed to finish the sculpt today and it didn't look too bad. Nice. That's one step forward. If you add a shadow around his neck, it may help. I'm thinking more with the composition right now. The shading can come in a second. First, I want to really figure out what the camera position is. And so this is kind of the sketch, of course, but it doesn't really, like, here I imagined him attacking from the front Wolverine, but of course that's not the case. So I'm kind of, yeah, let's see. What can we do here? Maybe it could be even like a super close-up. Like this, to really hone in on it. And then the next shot is going to be basically this one. Basically zooming out all the way and showing that he blocks with the sword. But Wolverine, of course, his attack isn't done. He goes through with it and throws Wolverine away, right? So we need to make sure that Wolverine's blocking the shot so that he gets flung afterwards. And I think it's fine to make this one a bit more confusing or a bit more unclear by, for example, having this and just having like some sparks and stuff here to make sure that you see that it's being blocked, right? And then afterwards kind of clearing up the confusion with the more, with this shot right here. Love the way you split your screen. You mean this layout? Welcome, Simon. Hope you have a good day. So this might actually be better than being further away. Like this. This makes it a bit more focused, a bit more close-up might be better here, like this. And then I wish I could see... Okay, let me look at the previous shot. Here. So this is the end of the previous shot. And if we kind of estimate where you would look, probably kind of over here. And then you switch the scene to this one. I think it would fit quite well for the layout, so that when you look at this, and then it switches, you immediately will look at what is important here as well. So I think this is fine. I think this is fine. It's going to be a quite short shot, and I don't even know if I need to animate anything here, since it's just going to be basically like some sparks, and then that's going to be it. It's like the ching ching, and then you see the wide shot. So yeah, I'm kind of trying to think through this because I haven't really thought about this moment too much yet, and there's a whole like a lot of moving parts that I'm trying to put together here. That I'm thinking how I could put this all, yeah, how I want to put it together. Oh, I guess we could do the lighting now. Now that we have, I think, the shot that I want to go with. Let's just add this first. The main light. I think for this now I want to actually have a main light so you can see like a nice lighting on the blade like this. This could be really cool. Maybe a bit further over here so you can see this. Bam. I guess this is better. I can still paint in the shadows, right? But this is fine. And then have maybe even the rim light too, which could then be over here. Oh. Why is the rim light yellow on the sword? Let's reset it. There you go. Okay. I think this could be pretty good. Because then the claws are also a bit clearer. You can see them a bit better. Let me see if I can adjust the claws a bit. Oh, I need to change this. Okay. I think if we bring them a bit closer, it's easier to see all three, which makes it also easier to understand the scene. Like this, maybe. And then, which is also cool, because these lines kind of bring you back to, I guess, his head, his eye. Which isn't really the main focus here, but I think it's fine. How are you doing? Pretty good. A bit tired today. I don't know why. Sometimes I go to bed and then I don't wake up with enough sleep. But not too bad. I can still work. So it's all good. Okay. I think this is pretty good. Of course, just as a layout now. And I think I want to actually keep this pretty still. Let's see if I want to adjust the head a bit. Maybe we can bring in... Oh, what does it look like with the line art? What does that look like? Let's check it out. Oh, wow. Oh, right. It's baked. That's why it looks weird. Okay. There you go. Not too bad. I think I want to change his face a bit. Oh wow, nothing changes. Cool. What? Oh, I used the wrong. It's kind of annoying because the some of the bones, well, some of the controls are red on his red body, so it's hard to see them. Okay, there you go. Maybe I want to rotate it slightly. Like this. And then we have some sparks flying here, of course. What if Deadpool just dodges the claw attack at the start? Yeah, he needs to block it, since the next scene is him being flung away by him blocking the attack. So I can't just I can't just change that. I could, I guess, change this scene, but I think I want to stick to this pretty closely, since I already kind of, you know, thought about like the whole animation before, and then trying to change it a bit could make it a bit weird. Yeah, so I think I'll just stick to this. But I'm thinking, do we need anything else here? I guess it's just one frame, but the rest comes in with the 2D overpainting, right? To kind of fix some stuff and make it look good, I guess. Because right now it just looks kind of scrappy. But I think that is fine for now. Just to kind of, you know, get the pacing right. We don't really need much. So this might actually be enough already. And I guess I can leave it for now, and then I can adjust it once I've done this scene. Maybe once this scene is here, there is something maybe that I noticed during the creation of it that I want to adjust, you know, that you know, makes me want to adjust this scene. So I think I'll leave it there for now. Or no, I actually want to animate this slightly, and in a way kind of have another slow motion shot, but a very brief one, where his eyes go, you know, close down very slightly, and also the claws just get ever so slightly closer to him. But you can see the sword being there, so it doesn't yeah, it signals that he's blocking it. Let's do that. Working on a Lego minifigures in Blender. Nice. Okay. Let's see. So this basically just needs to move very slightly. Maybe even the camera can zoom in, but we'll get into that in a second. Let's do this first. I think we don't really need more than a second. Oh, right, I need to change this. Have it come like this close, maybe? Oh. Right. That should be fine. So, you know, it's just very slow. this music. Maybe this is actually too much. Sounds like the music that I that you hear in like hotels in like Ibiza, like kids disco hotels, like the kids disco in the hotel. That's what this sounds like right now. Okay, let's do the blade. Go in the same direction, of course. There you go. .30 can stop instead of there. There you go. Let's set it to 30, and then let's also animate the camera very slightly. Actually, do I want to animate the camera? Yeah, a little bit, just to kind of show like through the zoom in that you're supposed to focus on this thing. Have a very slow zoom, and that should be good. Like this. Yeah, just very subtle. Some of the scenes are only really there to add context, which is hard to see in like a quick fight scene. So if you, for example, look at, let me see if I can find the example that I'm thinking of right now. Here it is. It's really only like even less than a second sometimes that you see, just to give like a little bit more context to what is going on. It must be... Oh, I'm in the wrong wrong playlist. I need to go to my history. This one? No, not this one. It's this one. Here it is. It's immediately exactly where it's supposed to be. This fight right here. Look at this shot right here. Look at this shot right here. Like it's so they you know, they clash together in the middle here, and then you have like, let's see how many frames we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then that's over. 9 frame, no, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I guess 15 wide. Yeah, I guess, yeah, like, let's say 20. And then if we play it, let's see if we can actually see this shot. And where does... Oh, hold on. Here it comes. Boop. And it's already gone. It's like half a second long sometimes. So some of these shots can get very short, and I think that's kind of the case for this shot right here. This kind of to give some context, some very, very small context to, you know, what is happening in the fight. How do you look one by one frame? You can press the comma or period key to move either backwards and forwards. Basically the two buttons with the dots on them above the right alt button. Okay. Yeah. So this can be pretty quick. So this has 30 now, which, you know, I can just make shorter, just to kind of show the him blocking the claw with the sword. And then the next shot would be, yeah, the wide shot to really show what is happening. So let's create that one now. See, we finished another scene. Okay. I actually like the layout of this one really, like, a lot. Even just like him and then him behind him. Yeah, it looks really cool. Okay. Next one. Do we need any of this? I guess so. No, we're gonna just start from scratch. I think that's easier. Happy I don't have to choose music. You already have awesome working music. I usually just choose a certain genre, and then I just select maybe like happy or something similar and just let it play. This, I think I chose pop this time. Happy pop. I think I played it yesterday too. It's pretty good. Are you getting money for these projects? Yes, I do. AdSense. Through making videos around them or of, you know, of those projects. You would have some good impact frames where I'm going to get very sad. Yeah, I haven't really added any yet. But there's, you know, I guess the only way there aren't any is if I forget about it. And I'll make a note right now in my to-do list to do that, and then hopefully I'll remember it. Because I agree, there needs to be a few at least. Okay. To do. Add some impact frames. Good. Electro medieval music. Are you getting paid beside YouTube? No. Okay. Oh, okay, next one. Scene 13. Okay, so the main thing. I'm thinking, oh, yes, this can be a cool scene. Okay, let's set it up first and then we can think about the animation. So let me move him further back. So this is going to be kind of an awkward scene since Wolverine is kind of smaller than Deadpool, of course. But in this scene, of course, I put him behind him, above him. So what I maybe have to do here is actually make Wolverine do like a jump attack where he, you know, does the same attack but just jumping. Because otherwise it just looks weird if he's, you know, all of a sudden doing this to attack him, you know, to attack his face. So I think, yeah, I'm thinking. Let's create Deadpool first and then we can think about Wolverine. Thank you, Yuval. Hope you have a good day. Okay. Okay, so how would he stand to block the shot that way? Probably... Let's just see if we can sketch something out here. Wolverine, get out of here. We don't need you right now. Okay, also, let's drink something again. Okay. So. This shot, I'm really excited for this shot. Maybe I'll get to it today, we'll see. Maybe off stream, probably, depending on how fast this goes. But let's get into this first. So. I think I want to... Well, first of all, he needs to hold the sword, which was with his left hand, right sword. So LR. There you go. Okay, and then I think he probably would... Would he be lean? He was leaning when he was aiming. So he would probably also kind of stand like that here. Which looked a bit like this. So he would still be on his back foot here, since it's kind of a surprise attack. But he was able to block it. So it's kind of an awkward position for him, but it's not, you know, he's not dying. I guess he can't die, but hopefully you get what I mean. Let me switch this. In his one hand, he would still have his gun, of course. Grab gun R. Okay. So this one is kind of just, you know, relaxed on the side, like this. Or maybe even outside a bit more. And then this needs to be rotated like this. So that we create kind of just first recreating the pose we had before. And then we can refine it a bit more. Also bringing back the shoulder and lat fix. There you go. make it look somewhat normal. It's crazy how much the modifier makes a difference. Okay. How many years of experience do you have in Blender? I started in 2019, so you can do the math. That would be 5 years, I think. A bit more, because I started in February. I wonder if I think I still done drawing longer. Have I done drawing or painting longer than 3D? I don't even know, maybe. I might have. I started in 10th grade. No, definitely not. No, I think at this point I've done 3D longer. I guess I drew before, but not like seriously. Okay, I'm thinking about multiple different things at the same time right now, so it's hard to talk. I'm thinking how you should stand right now. The problem is his standing pose, or like his aiming pose, looked like this, like this. So his feet, and then Wolverine would come from his left, right. So he's standing here upright, and if he blocks the claws would also be aiming at his head upright, which means that he needs to stand upright too when he's blocking them. I thought about maybe giving him like a semi-squat like this. That would kind of change the height, which would maybe be a bit weird. Maybe we can change the... Oh, I think it might be better if we actually change the... What's it called? The leg position. Why is the gun still moving with the leg? Oh. Oops. I guess I can still pose it. There you go. Okay. Is this a fully written episode of a series or just a single action sequence? It's more like a, yeah, just like a proof of concept, I guess. So it's nothing with a deep story or something. Just, you know, like a few cool shots to test out the new workflow that I thought of. What if it's actually like this? What if he's leaning forward a bit? I don't know if that would work, but let's see. Oh, his hand is also a bit too high again, but we can move it down. Like this. Ooh, that's what it looks like right now. Ooh, what are you doing, Wolverine? Are you trying to slice my head open? How could you? Let's see. Hmm. Me and my friends have been looking into doing something similar. Nice. Do it. You'll, you know, even if nothing else, you'll learn a lot. So there's no reason not to do it. What if it's actually behind his head? No, that doesn't work. Never mind. I feel like the legs are just weird right now. They need to be different. Let me act out the scene real quick in real life, and then maybe I can come up with something better. Okay, I have an idea, okay? I have an idea. I think a slight squat is fine. UV dancing. Nope. Enacting out blocking insanely sharp and hard and fast moving claw blades with your insane katana skills, okay? Quite used to that, so it's pretty easy to act out, you know, it's just hard to think about, you know, it's the muscle memory that's kicking in, you know, I can't really think about it before, so I just had to enact it, and then now I know exactly what to do. See how fast I'm moving? I know exactly what I'm doing right now. Let me actually also do this real quick. Let me do, yeah. I do be just acting out Wolverine scenes when I wake up. Well, especially for animation is really useful, because sometimes you think about like a movement and it's just much easier to just do it yourself rather than having to, you know, rather than just thinking about it, because it allows you to let your body actually do the action. And oftentimes that is much easier to, I guess, to then imagine what you would do. You don't have to imagine, I guess, you just do it. And oftentimes you kind of just, your body just does it on its own. And this way you can find a pretty good pose pretty quickly. You know, like here, for example, I think I found something pretty good by just acting it out real quick. And, you know, thinking about it more would have maybe not given me a good idea, but you know, just doing it like this or enacting it out makes it usually, at least for me, much easier. And then if you want to go even further, you can also record yourself acting out the scene, so you have, you know, like a permanent reference if you want to do that, rather than just kind of, you know, I guess refreshing your mind in how you would move. You have like a permanent reference, but I think for this it's not, I don't necessarily need that, all that setup right now. Okay. I think the problem with this pose right now is the lower half. So I think what I want to do, what if I do this? No, maybe the other way around. Hold on. The thing you also have to imagine is that, or keep in mind that it's going to be like a top-down shot. So making sure that the silhouette looks good from the top too, you know, is important. I think this could work pretty well, but it can be a bit more expressive right now. It's a bit stiff. Getting into some small animation in Blender recently, and that's a really good piece of advice. You mean the acting it out? Yeah. Alright, fingers hard to animate. I think they're quite finicky and just kind of tedious. I don't know if they're too hard to animate. They have like certain quirks to them that you need to keep in mind, but when you know them, it's not too bad. Like for example, when you close your hand, for example, usually you have a certain like flow to it. Oh, you know, if you would do this, for example, that feels more natural than doing it the other way around, at least for me. Or like the resting hand, some people do this, for example. You oftentimes see like drawings where the hands are actually drawn like this, where the middle two fingers are sort of put together, but the other two are just kind of resting like this. I think for me it's a bit more natural, or like, you know, the fingers when they're resting having like this kind of sort of pose, and the thumb being on the side. For me, I think it's actually a bit different how I rest my fingers, but yeah. There are a few things and quirks you need to keep in mind, but mainly I don't think they're too bad. It's only really annoying when they touch something and you need to make sure that they don't like clip through the thing that you're touching, for example. Then it can get pretty annoying, but other than that, I think it's fairly, you have quite a bit of freedom. Fairly sure most animators are introverted actors, maybe. You mean that they're basically acting through what they're animating, maybe? I don't really I don't know if that's true, but it sounds interesting. Could be. I wouldn't really say that that I like acting necessarily. but like I guess there's something to animating that you maybe also just can't do with normal, you know, acting, since you only have so much, you know, there are limits to what you can do in real life. In animation, of course, there isn't, and there's also more like expressive freedom, which you don't have in, not as much in real life, of course. Okay. Yeah, the fingers are resting all apart, but semi-curl. Yeah, I think that's kind of the base, the normal state, having like a slight curl to them. My ring and small finger touch. Yeah, I think that's what I do sometimes too. I think it depends sometimes. Sometimes this way, sometimes it's another way. Sometimes they have like this pointing finger, kind of like this. Yeah, it's always it's weird. Also, something funny. You know, thinking about like how muscles move. Did you know that when you know there are muscles in your eyelids to open and close your eyes? But there's only a muscle to open the eyes, not to close the eyes. There's only one muscle that opens the eyes, and then when it relaxes, of course, the eyes close. Which is also, you know, why when when you're tired, why you know when you fall asleep, the eyes, you know, I guess through relaxing fall asleep. I always thought at first that there's like that the eyes close by the muscles moving, but it's actually the other way around. There's basically like a small muscle that goes from like above the eyelid to the eyelid and then pulls it up. And that's how you can stay awake. Kind of similar to how, like, you know, in some movies or whatever, you have like eyes taped open, and that's kind of how the muscle works too. Oops. That was loud. Okay. Let's see. I think I want to change this a bit. I want to move his back like this. I want him to lean into the claws a bit more, I think. Kind of like this. And then have his legs go forward. And then change the sword since it doesn't really fit the pose anymore. Kind of like this maybe. I think this might be better. And then the hand can be changed a bit. The arm looks a bit weird. I think so. That's something also important for animations. Very important actually for animations. I think I talked about it before a couple times now. Is to make sure good poses basically should always show all, most of the time, let's say, show all of the limbs. This way it's much easier, especially also in the silhouette. Right now, for example, you can see the hand is kind of in front of his body, so it's kind of harder to see the hand. If I were, for example, to move it over here, it's much easier to see, and it's much easier to understand the pose. And creating very easily readable poses is something very important for animations to, you know, make especially fast moving scenes, for example, much easier to read. Of course, sometimes you can't really avoid having something in front of something else, but there are always like these key poses that you have in each animation, and the clearer they are, the better they are. And one way you can do that is by, you know, for example, making sure that in the silhouette, each part of the character, or each limb of the character at least, is easily recognizable. Yeah, exactly. If you're like sleep deprived, and you close your eyes, it feels relaxing, since, you know, you just don't have to, you don't need to, I guess, you know, flex the eye opening muscle anymore. So they can relax. And you also have to imagine that those, of course, those are some of the muscles that work throughout the whole day. You know, the eyelid muscles, I guess, and the same with, I guess, like the abs, for example, they also work the whole day to keep your body stable. Some muscles, you know, you always think about, you know, the muscles that you work, you know, you work out when you go, I guess, work out, right? Lift weights, for example. But some of the muscles in your body actually work all the time, the whole day. And only really rest when you know, go to bed. Actually, I don't know if I want to actually place the camera that high. Might keep it pretty low. But then maybe place it slightly like this, so it adds like a slight tilt to him, as if he's leaning forward, which could help with this next shot. But I kind of want to show his full body here. Really leaning against this, the claws, maybe really acting against the attack might work pretty well. Maybe I can also rotate the hips a bit. No, that's kind of weird. Maybe not, maybe in the other way. It's kind of supposed to look like he is kind of on his back foot, kind of surprised. So it's not supposed to look like super stable, especially since he's gonna get thrown by Wolverine. So maybe this is actually fine. Let me also rotate the camera a bit. I think it might be better if we put it somewhere over here. Oops. Somewhere over here. Or maybe here. This might be better. Since, look at this. Now we can actually see the whole body. I don't know what this is. Oh, that's the sword, right? See how we can now see all limbs? This arm, and both legs. I think this could work pretty well. Maybe we can place this foot a bit further back. Maybe even this way? No, that's kind of weird. But maybe this should be good. I think that's fine. Okay. So, the last thing I want to adjust is the katana thing, since it is it is kind of obscuring some bits here. I also need to make sure that this katana isn't parented to it anymore. There you go. Otherwise it's moving with it, which of course is not what I want to have here. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Let me adjust this now. Where would it be? Maybe slightly over here. It's right behind the sword, which is kind of interesting. Behind the other one. If I rotate this, you can see, whoop, there it is. So maybe it's actually fine, because you can't really see it. It's kind of just blending into the silhouette, which could be fine. I could also, of course, make it very apparent that it's there by doing this. But that feels kind of weird. I feel like I'm just going to leave it there. Maybe we go a bit lower so that I can... no, it's actually pretty good already. Just like this might be good. There you go. Let's add Wolverine. It might also just look weird because there's no counterweight to balance out his his pose. So let's add Wolverine now and see if that makes it better. Or if there's anything we need to change. So he's supposed to be like supposed to do like a jumping attack, which is gonna be interesting, but we'll figure it out. So let's make him jump. He would probably, first of all, like this. Also, his body would be rotated even more. And his arm would be... Oh, wait, what? Oh, it's right. It's okay. I want to fix this real quick because that will relieve the problems. I have forgotten to change a setting in my base rig. Just spent 10 hours on sculpting and manual readability for a character. Nice. I can feel your pain through that message. Thoughts and prayers, my thoughts and prayers are with you. Okay, this is what I wanted to fix. Easy. There you go. Almost done with the minifigures, nice. Okay. It's supposed to be kind of like a jump attack, so his legs would probably be kind of like this. Okay, it looks so weird right now, but we'll get there, okay? Embrace the weirdness in the beginning. It's important. It's part of the process. I guess we could also remove the claws on this side, because we don't really, doesn't really need them right now. Also, I learned recently when I researched Wolverine and Deadpool that he can actually pull out individual blades too. So you can have, you know, of course you can have them visible or pulled out on one side. That's kind of obvious. But he can also pull out, you know, just one on one side, for example, or two, or you know, all three, of course. Which was kind of interesting to read, since I think at least I haven't really watched many movies, any Wolverine movies, but I've only really seen him having all blades drawn. But apparently that's not really the only thing he can do. Okay, there you go. I feel like this looks kind of goofy, this pose, but we'll go with it for now. We could fix it in a second. Boom, okay. Must be over here. And that's kind of the issue that we run into here. The camera... Actually, no, it's fine. I can probably just rotate it and then frame it a bit better, like this. Okay. Let me adjust the the legs a bit. They look a bit weird right now. Although it's kind of, I guess, what you would do, right? But maybe with the other side. If you were jumping, you would probably balance with the other foot. It might be this way rather. Oops. Yeah, this makes more sense. I'm a big fan of your animation, but when you try to do it like you, my animation always sucks. Any tips? Check out the 12 principles of animation. If you look that up on YouTube, there should be one. Let me see by who it is, so I can actually just say who it is from. 12 principles of animation by Alan Becker. That video, just watch that, and it'll give you a good base that you can, you know, get back to, you know, whenever you create an animation, and make sure that all the things that he talks about there are also present in your animation, and that should immediately make them better. Okay, it's definitely getting better. We need to make it just a bit more dynamic. Much more dynamic. Let's make this. Okay. Boom. This looks pretty good already, but I think we can make it better. First of all, let's give him fists. Where are... Oh. Okay. You know what's weird? When I'm tired or like, you know, haven't slept enough, my mornings are always a bit harder, but then when it gets later, it gets it basically evens out again. It's kind of like normal. Kind of weird. So when it's like late in the evening, I'm like fully awake. But then in the mornings are always the hardest part to get through. So if I know that the morning was pretty good, I know that I slept well. If not, then I guess I'll quickly realize it. Okay, there you go. That's pretty good. Let's see if we can make this a bit more, oops, a bit more extreme. Maybe we can go to his shoulder too. Make that one a bit more extreme, like this, really driving through with his arm. And this one can be drawn back a bit more. Oh wow, what is happening there? What is this? Oh my god, what is this weird wave painting? Oh my god. I feel like there's something weird. Something doesn't look right there. Is it the same here? Yeah. I feel like I made something weird there, but we'll fix it later. Or maybe never, if it never creates any problems. Okay. Just came from your last video, welcome. Yes, this looks pretty good. Maybe the legs can be a bit more enhanced. Okay, now you can see his left leg is fully behind his body, so it's kind of harder to understand the pose, just slightly. So I want to see if I can improve that a bit. What if we actually... No, that's maybe a bit too much. What if we bring that leg inwards? That's kind of weird too. Actually, it's not too bad. Maybe like this. Maybe bring the foot lower in general might help. Welcome, Anuranja, maybe? Anuranja. Hope you have a good day. I think this is fine. This looks pretty good. Also, if you look around it like this, looks like a pretty good pose. Now let's see if it kind of... Oh, I of course need to move it over to his... to Deadpool. Okay. This looks pretty good. Now let's see if we can adjust Deadpool a bit. Although it looks pretty good already. Let me see if I can adjust the camera a bit to make the pose or to make the framing a bit better. This feels a bit better. Maybe I can raise the focus a bit so you can see everything. And then tilt it a bit more. And then I think I can change Deadpool slightly. So since his focus right now, or since his, what would you call it? His pivot point, I guess, his point of weight, basically the point that he is resting on, or like where his leaning on, whatever, where like the most of his weight touches. Dude, what would you call it? When you're standing straight, it would be like the touch, the point would be your feet standing on the ground. In this case, it would be his sword leaning or blocking his Wolverine's attack, which creates like this, which is where the spot of, I don't know, spot of balance is, right? So yeah, here in this case, the spot of balance for this shot right now is Deadpool blocking, Wolverine's attack. And if you want to kind of rotate around that, because that isn't really supposed to change, you could, for example, place a 3D cursor here. And then, if you, for example, want him to lean a bit further against it, you can then select all the things that need to change, like this, for example. And then switch this to transformation 3D cursor. And then everything gets transformed around this point right here. Like this, for example. And then you can do this to, yeah, to just kind of rotate around like a custom pivot point, I guess you could call it. In this case, it would be here because he's blocking with his sword. Can be very, very useful as also for, like, you know, like creating a swing, for example. If you want to rotate like an arm, for example, and you only have an IK constraint, for example, or like an IK control for arm, you can place the, you know, the 3D cursor on the shoulder, for example, and this way you can very easily create a nice round rotation like this. Yeah, really useful. And you can place the 3D cursor with shift right click. At least for me that is the case. Maybe not for you, maybe you have some weird add-ons that changes it, but I think that is the default hotkey. Oh, damn it. Press the wrong button again. How many hours do you have in Blender? Probably a couple thousand, I don't know. Couldn't tell you, I don't have it on Steam, unfortunately. I wish I did, but I don't. My favorite video is the Godzilla animation. Nice. I appreciate it. Good luck for the future, thank you. Okay. So if he's leaning a bit more like this, it might make the animation a bit clearer. I want to make Deadpool's. What if we do this? Hold on. Oh, this looks better. Look at this. This looks much better. At least I think so. Maybe you disagree. Let me know. I feel like this is much better than having both arms forward. Maybe this arm looks kind of weird right now. Have a good one, Simon. Maybe I also want to move it a bit forward, or like closer to his body. Here, that might give it a bit more room to play with. Make it. I think this looks pretty good. I think it still fits. Yeah, it doesn't clip his body, which is nice. Let's move Wolverine closer, and then I think we have a pretty good base pose like this. It's kind of a shame that it's, you know, that it's kind of the silhouette of the claws isn't 100% clear. Maybe we can change the camera a bit to make that a bit clearer, but if not, then it's not too bad. Let's see. Maybe actually below. Hold on. No, that looks kind of weird. Why did you give Wolverine such a backside? Why not? Is that a bad thing? Do you feel uncomfortable? If so, good. That is exactly what it's supposed to be like. That is what it's supposed to accomplish. Uncomfortably good, right? That's what it is right now. Hopefully. That's the goal. Okay. This should be good. And then this? No. Maybe like this. Didn't say it's a bad thing. Good. Okay. Oh, actually, yeah. Now that I see it, I actually forgot for Deadpool to remove the crack. How I did it for Deadpool, since they're both wearing basically pants, right? I guess for him, his pants are just a bit tighter. I guess. I'm actually curious. What does it look like with full resolution? Oh, geez. I guess that's just part of his suit. I guess you could call that a happy accident. Okay. I think it's fine. Let me see what it looks like in rendered view. Maybe it looks horrendous in rendered view, we'll see. It doesn't look too bad. I think with a little bit of post-production and stuff, it can look pretty good. Okay. Something I probably want to change though is the ground, because right now we don't have any lines on the ground. And I would probably like to have some at least. They're pretty big, so I think I might just scale this down a bit to make it a bit more... Yeah, just make the lines a bit smaller. Maybe like this. There you go. Okay. Maybe even smaller. Have the line go towards the claw, I guess. Maybe to create like a point of interest. Make it very obvious by putting it right in between. There you go. Okay. You could maybe add like a slight dust clouds coming from his shoes since he's blocking the attack. Maybe, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. I think this is okay. Even if it's not perfect, I think it's better to move on. So not all scenes have to be 100% perfect, especially since they're only visible for, you know, a few frames or like a half a second. Let me adjust the arm a bit. Hold on. Like this. Yes. Okay. There you go. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Wolverine is definitely, absolutely, massively caked up. He has the biggest cake. Okay. Okay. I think that is gonna be it, unfortunately. Let me check one more thing. The ground shadow. This probably looks better. That makes it a bit more... Yeah, I think that's better. Okay. So, yeah, we've done quite a lot today, actually. I think we finished 2 scenes, looked at what we're currently having, you know, put all the scenes together to kind of see what we are currently working with, and have started the next scene, which is this one. I'm probably gonna finish this one today. Maybe even start working on this shot right here of Deadpool tumbling along. And then we're already on the second storyboard. Yeah, so I guess you can look forward to what that looks like if you haven't watched the first part of this of this project. Yeah, but we might, yeah, we're probably gonna work on this tomorrow. This might be a bit more complex in terms of the animation, but we'll see. And then we might actually get into the next storyboard tomorrow. And then after the weekend, it's been 2 weeks. Nice. And then we have 2 more weeks at least to do the rest. I don't know if I might actually I'm not sure if we can finish the whole animation, but the animation is kind of set up in a way where you can split it into 2 parts. So we'll see how far we get, I guess. Oh, let's also adjust the main light to make it a bit more, make it a bit cooler. And then that'll be it. I think that's already pretty good. There you go. Okay. Yeah. If you want to join tomorrow, you can either join the Discord, where there is an announcement channel where, you know, it always, I guess, mentions everyone when I go live, if you want to get notified. Or I guess you could also just join at 10 a.m. UTC, 4 hours, go back 4 hours, and that's when I started. And that's when will start tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a good day. What's your movie that you made on Blender? Its quality was high. I'm trying to make a movie, but the problem is that the quality is bad, even though I used 300,000 samples. The samples don't really mean too much. I had some flickering too. I was able to fix it with temporal denoising in DaVinci's paid version, DaVinci Resolve. I think at some point you reach a point where the sample increase doesn't really do much anymore, so maybe there's something else you can do to fix it. Yeah. I think it's very scene specific though, so you have to kind of just play around with it. Yeah, so if you want to join tomorrow, you know when it starts. Thank you for watching today. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Maybe I'll see you next time. Until then, see ya.